Okay, so here we are. I know y'all hearing that squeaking. I hate that. But I am definitely here for the conversation. This is actually going to probably be a pretty good one. I did say I was going to obligated to do this one. Um, yeah, I definitely have to do this one because this is actually one. Shout out to everyone who's coming through. I know this is going to be a slow one. A lot of people rather get in down with the foolishness or anything, but I actually want to have the contention of a discussion. Um, because this is one that's actually going to make or break, the mold for how we as a community uh want to actually be seen, um, or how we want to be accepted. And I want to open and I will be opening up the panel because I want to hear from all contentious sides about this one right here about integration. Now, it's no secret that different other races or groups are coming to America. They're coming. And I'm always hearing about, hey, that the worst thing that ever happened towards for black people was integration. That was the worst thing that ever could have happened. We were better off when we were off to ourselves and X, Y, and Z and shit. And as I listen and as I hear that, as I honestly hear that, I'd be like, you're gonna have to tell me how. How was integration the worst thing? Why? And honestly, what's your point of telling us that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, what honestly is your contention? Like, you, 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 you're like literally the most Americanized thing. But yet, I always hear this talking point. Well, the worst thing that ever happened to black people was doggone integration. I'm like, well, what was the better time? Like, what was the good time? Like, you tell me in history when you were hot, like you were dominating, you were controlling. Like, give me the better deal. I would honestly like to hear that because, like I said, I don't know what y'all were doing. I don't know what some of y'all were doing. It's mainly this is kind of an old bone talking point from older people. I'm just being honest. I usually hear older people say that. But then when I'm like, well, why are you still here? Why are you on YouTube or why are you even around? Oh, like I'm like, okay, so clearly go make your own power grid. Go start doing things separate from that of the dominant society. Go take care of your women. Go raise your children off of society. Go take care of your men. Go be with your people that want to break off. Hang on, let me put this up. Because I honestly don't get where it comes from. So when people say, "Hey, we should go," it'd be better if we, like let's do integration and all that stuff. I'd be always asking like, what are you doing in your life? You know, what were you doing in your life? Like, what were you doing in your life, or what are you doing that you would like to go off on your own? And if you would like to go off on your own, like, hurry the fuck up. Like, why are you still here? Or do you want other people to come along with you? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not coming along with y'all. Like, y'all don't have shit that worth my time for me to actually want to break off. You can't offer. There's nothing you can offer me a better healthcare plan, better finances or equity or nothing that you can offer me to want to break off of what I have already contributed to society, from what my forefathers have contributed. There is nothing you can honestly offer me. Like I mean, I don't get that. Like, I mean, is it about competition? Is it about something about, you're feeling unmasculine, unfeminine? What is it? You know what I'm saying? I can honestly care about what YouTubers have to say, because you're literally on a server that you're not dominating on. You're not running. This is a talking point for people that want to use to shame other people out of why they should not compete. There's nothing you can honestly throw to me like about that. Every other group does not mind coming here and trying to integrate and get what they can off of American society to beat the system. Y'all always say, well, no other culture integrates in American society. Chinatown. Literally, you have the Jewish towns. You have all these other cultures and different stuff that literally bank off. If you're on the American populist country, I mean, I'm sorry, but you integrated, buddy. You're here. You're here. You're here. You're in. There's no way you went unnoticed in America without some form of literally using some type of religion or doctrine or whatever. And I always find it interesting when I hear certain people say, well, I have doctrines or stuff that protect my constitutional rights. Wait. So you're using the Constitution now? You can't use the Constitution if you're trying to use that, then literally you're playing an integration game. You're playing it hard. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I have. Let me go ahead. I gotta send out this show. Integration. You know what I'm saying? It amazes me what I guess people want to use or try to use. All right, there we go. I got it all done. All right, so let me go ahead and get this out the way. Let me go ahead and drop that. Share that. Boom. I know a lot of people want to talk about dumb stuff. I just don't have no time for that. I really don't. I actually rather I'll go troll on another channel another time. But I did promise some people I would do this one. This is not a talk that's only for Black people. This is for any race that wants to come up and talk. But I can promise you, I'm willing to bet the majority of people that are going to talk about the glories of integration are integrated. Like the ones who are going to be talking about de-integration, I'm gonna ask you: one, are you using the American system right now? Are you making money off of it? And what are you doing that is separate from society right now? I'm going to ask you that. What are you doing that's separate from American society right now? I always hear the good talking point. We need to go off and build our own. We. I'm gonna say, well, how old are you? Were you born in? Well, you are. Well, clearly, some of y'all were born in this society. Are you doing that now? Do you still clock in and go to work? That's why I always find it hard for that talking point. Hang on, we got one person. What's up, Cody?
Hello, BMT.
What's up?
How you been?
I'm good. I'm good. I am literally doing a follow up discussion about pretty much people are telling me that the worst thing that ever happened to Black society was integration. So I'm here to challenge and say, hey, come on up, tell me your think tank piece. Don't be long winded, but I want to hear that so we can have a discussion. So are you for the integration, or are you like, hey, that's probably the
I'm
worst thing
gonna.
that we've.
Can I say it like this here? I
No.
wanted to clarify because I wrote in the comments. My mother
Mhm.
said integration into the school system was one of the worst things that happened for Black people. She wasn't talking about overall, so I want to clarify what she was saying. She said the school system. That was my mother. I didn't get all of her talking points on that, but she did say that. As far as desegregation, I'm not for it, but I'm going to tell you we have official desegregation happening in society. It's dressed up under other words. It's called privatization. It's called charter school system and things like that. Those are to deconstruct integration. And people are going to say, well, I want my child to go to a charter school. And a lot of people have this, and I don't want to be long winded, but I promise you give me 2 minutes, I'll break it down. I live up in South Florida, not in Miami, Florida. Everybody thinks Florida is Miami or Orlando and stuff
You live
like
in the
that.
white. You live in the white area.
No, I don't.
What's North Florida?
I live in
Where at?
South Florida. I live in rural South Florida. See, that's I just want to say everybody thinks South
Rural
Florida
South
is
Florida.
yes.
Okay.
I'm in Palm Beach County. I'm on the west, and Donald Trump is on, I guess, will be eastern Palm Beach County. I'm not over there. But all of 27, it is little towns. I literally live in a one traffic light town now. But you may be from the country, you may be familiar. It's small towns. It's 62 counties, I think, in Florida. And the majority of them are rural. They're not Orlando, they're not Miami, and they're not West Palm Beach. I live in a one traffic light town. Well, I'm 46. Before, in small towns, you literally have one high school. You may have a couple of elementary schools and maybe one middle school. And this is not just my town, but they had like 4 elementary schools in Belle Glade. They had one that was forced to integrate, and the children from like the government center went to that school, but the rest of them went to the others.
What's up, y'all?
Once kids got out of elementary school, they went to what they call private schools. Everybody that was white, and we had unofficial segregation, who could afford it, sent their kids to private school. Now, they're tired of spending money for private schools, so that is the invention of the charter school system. And now when you hear these talking points about a lot of prison privatization, because there was one time when you didn't see Black correctional officers, you didn't see Black teachers, but now because the government has somewhat regulation over this and they have to go by certain rules and regulations, they're privatizing and they're doing it. And that is the deconstruction of integration, but people are going to call it something else. I literally, if you go to Clewiston, the white people live on the right-hand side of the road and the Black people live on the left. And all up 27 in Florida is littered with small towns like this. So my mom talked about the education and how our kids were going to be treated, and she spoke in that aspect. But we do have desegregation happening, and it's not because Black people are calling for it, and it's under the guise of charter school system. It's under the guise of privatized a lot of things, and a lot of health departments and a lot of other things have been privatized.
I was going to, Coach Malik, I was going to add the post office is another example if they're able to privatize that.
Now,
right now,
hold on. So, okay.
Can I just say about the prison system? One thing about the prison system, I'll give an example. When a nurse is hired in the prison system, they have to have 1 year of experience in that field. That is because that's a state rule. So anybody application that comes without that, it goes straight to the trash. They don't interview it. Well, in the privatized prison system, they don't have those requirements.
They can't throw applications in the trash.
They're not viewed. If the qualification for the job is you have to be an RN for 1 year, a LPN for 1 year. If you don't meet that qualification, That's what I'm saying. There are requirements in the state systems. But if you go
Right.
over to the privatized prison system, they don't have those rules. So
Keyword.
because there are requirements,
Privatized.
and that is
That's a
the
privatized.
desegregation that I'm talking about. I mean, that is the resegregation, not desegregation, resegregation that's happening in society. That is exactly what I'm talking about, because we jump through the hoops. And that's why when you hear the push for, we're going to have experience over education, that's code word for say, y'all niggas done got educated. We can't tell you no now. Now we're going to switch the game up. But that's not coming from Black people. That's coming from the white establishment.
Okay, so and listen, y'all gotta mute up. If y'all doing all this stuff in the background, mute up. Now, so first off, if it's privatized, that means somebody's paying for that. Nobody is forcing anybody. If you go to a private club, that somebody that's literally is, let's say somebody has a private club in their house and they're like, I don't want nobody.
The prison system that was state run, and the government gives those contracts to private prison systems. That is not, that's the different, that we're talking about governmental privatization.
Okay, but
you're using government. I was going to say BMT, because if they're still getting government money, you can't basically try to dodge requirements for diversity and have discrimination behind that. If you're directly, even if you are a private entity,
you're talking to somebody who works in both systems.
And now you're talking to somebody who worked for the military. So I'm definitely all about this today. So literally, let's go ahead. If it's a private contractor, and I literally have certain things or critiques, like let's say if I'm a private contractor, literally, and I say, yo, you got to have so many years of experience to be on my team. And you're like, well, but guess what? I know how to shoot a rifle. I just said you got to have so many years of experience. That literally, that weeded out the people with non-experience versus the people with experience. So let me finish. Let me finish. You brought it up on private. This was the thing about it. What's stopping you from buying a private prison?
No, it's not that concept. It's the fact that if you were purposely trying to push discrimination and you are serving a public customer, that's the issue. It's the same thing with if you have a private business, but you get money from the government, like a federal contract, and they find out you're discriminating, you're going to get in trouble.
Where's the discrimination?
Let me give an example.
No.
It's BMT. There's two. There's two types of you can look.
Anybody that works for a government entity, correction officer, nurse, etc., your pay is public record. So therefore, you can't have people being a nurse with 10 years of experience being paid less than a nurse or whatever, because everything is public.
That's not discrimination.
I'm a nurse in a private, let me understand, because there's a system in place of checks and balances. Let me finish. I worked for both. I'm going to tell you the policies for both. I review applications and everything, so I'm going to tell you for both. I had just as many years of experience. When they have a nursing application, you get it's a calculation that you get paid. When you go into the private system, there is nothing, and they start different people out, and then they dress it up in that you can't.
Not discrimination, dude. That is not discrimination.
Hey, BMT.
I don't think y'all know what the discrimination is. Like, that's not discrimination. Saying having a criteria.
No, BMT.
Hey, I need work experience.
Is Nichelle
discrimination? My God.
Is Nichelle coming on this one?
I probably might have to go call her.
No,
I literally feel like my brain cells are already dying off.
I would like you to, because you can have explicit discrimination and then you can have like disparate impact. That basically someone put a policy in place knowing it had nothing to do with legal requirements or experience. We put it.
So wait, so we just want to hire you because you black? Is that
no.
We're doing affirmative action now?
No, you can. What we're saying is, if people want to engage in discrimination, the way around it, if they don't want to do it explicitly, is they will do something like look and say, okay, X number of our applicants come from this school, or the black applicants come from this school, so we're not going to hire from this school. You can. That's what I'm saying, is that you can get around it without being explicit.
You do know they have certain laws that tell you that you got to hire so many minorities in certain companies. Is that not crazy that they literally have certain laws that say you got to have a minority there? So,
yes, you're going.
So
If you're taking,
Where did that
what
come
is
from?
if you're taking federal money or you're taking government money,
What are you
yes,
talking
you're going
about?
to
They're
have to
trying to
deal with
make
that.
sure that, hey, that way, because we know we got people already saying, well, because the black people are not getting higher, and I'm like, well, okay, so you got a law that says, hey, you got to have a minority there. Make sure. Now, mind you, you now have it where, guess what? A woman is a minority now. You got it where now a man. That's why I said when they say integration doesn't just cover race. I know y'all are stuck on race, but integration also was for women.
No, I'm not.
Also
I'm
for
not
different
talking
type of
about
people.
integration right
So,
now. We were talking about
no,
discrimination. That's
I
two
am
different things.
I am talking about integration. I
But
know
we're
y'all. I
talking
know y'all
about
get
two
hard on
different
for that
systems.
race thing.
You're
But
coming
we're gonna
from
talk.
military on federal, and I'm talking about state level. So you can very
No,
well be right related to federal stuff, but I'm talking about on the state level stuff. So I'm not going to say
man,
you're
I'm
wrong.
not gonna.
That is your experience. But
But
I'm
you,
telling you, on the back end, you're bringing your experience from the federal level. We got two levels, of federal and the state, and I'm telling you the experience from the state level, not what somebody showed me and told me, but what I saw for
no,
myself.
okay, no, okay. First of all,
And
I need
proof
you to tell
that
me
I know for
where were you
myself
being
on the state level.
where were you being discriminated against? First of all, I need to know where were you or anybody being discriminated
I did
against?
not say I was discriminated against. So that is not something
Okay.
that I said. I
Okay, now
said the rules regarding when they have taken public entities on the state level and they have reverted to privatization.
okay,
There
so
are
okay,
definitely different things. And I'm not telling you something that somebody has told me. I'm telling you what I know.
okay, now okay, let's
So
look at it. So you're saying a charter school. Now a charter school, can they at a charter school say you can't come in this now if it's an all boys charter school, right? All right, that's an all boys charter school. That is say, hey, this school is for boys, right? Now, if they do that, if they do an all
we know
boys
how to
charter
go through the back doors on things. We know how to dress up policies
No,
and stuff.
let them finish
I'm
that
sending
point,
you.
Koja. Hold on,
Okay.
hold on, Koja.
why you
Yeah.
cutting out? Why like literally? If it's an all boys charter school, or literally say, hey, this is a classroom for boys, then that's a classroom for boys. I mean, what are y'all girls trying to get in there? I mean, we already see how that's going. Where now girls they want to integrate into boys sports, and we see how that's working out for y'all. We see like when y'all want to play the integration card, things always bump right back, and it doesn't work out how y'all planned it. Now, granted,
We're talking about different issues. We have charter schools, and you can pull up the articles yourself of girls and children that have went to charter schools and been kicked out for wearing braids or kicked out for wearing
if it's a private school, if it's a private school,
when it's
then guess what? It's a
schools
private
with
school.
state and
Private-
federal dollars. Okay,
private
understand. When they
school.
pay them in the charter school system,
No,
those are
you're
out of
missing.
state funds. Yes, they are.
Listen,
Now, I don't know
first
what
of all,
the
I don't think you
system is
understand
in
how
North Carolina.
I'm literally telling you that a private school, you're not listen. They are actually applying for
Private
grants.
and charter are different things.
They apply
Private
for
and charter
grants.
are different things. Private and charter are different things.
Okay, now let's get back on topic. Where is integration? How did that destroy, or how is that a bad thing? I want to know how integration is such a bad thing. Because I'm not going to stick. I'm not going to be stuck on talking about schools and
my talking point. I said
Let me
my
talk on
mother
that.
said that.
I know, Coach,
Okay.
but I think that was the topic, though. So I want to speak on. I want to respond to that. Yeah. I just wanted to respond to that. No, but I mean, the coach said her mother said, and I had a video and you've seen it. We pulled up all that stuff. The people, I'm saying that people thought, black folks thought we was going to get a benefit out of integration that, we're supposed to have been a generation to receive the benefit of integration. But we are hearing all these talking points of us, our generation, who's supposed to receive that benefit. We're not satisfied with integration. We're hearing it all over the place. And like you said, it's a big topic. People are saying it. Now, like you said, we do use the American system. We got jobs. So there's a good benefit of the integration movement. But the bad part of the integration movement is it made us even more dependent on people who don't think like us a lot of times, who don't solve problems the way we solve those problems.
Well, Mike, when you say integrate, when you say, I want to quickly qualify. When you say integration, I don't think people are arguing that, hey, you shouldn't have gone and gotten rid of, discriminatory laws against people. As far as like, hey, trying to or saying, hey, we shouldn't have voting rights. I think people are more frustrated with the way it was done, in the sense of, you could argue, because like, for example, there's a shortage of Black teachers now in schools, because when you went from segregated Black schools to integrated schools, you actually lost a bunch of teachers because they got fired in the integrated schools. So I think there's more of a question about the administration of it, not so much the actual act.
I agree with you. That's exactly what I said. And what Renaissance Man just said answers your question.
So hold on. So I got a question. Okay. So hold on. I got a question. What's stopping Black people from going to be teachers now? What's stopping y'all? What's stopping anybody from being a teacher? Like, literally, that, I mean, no offense, but teachers don't really get paid like that. They're not really getting banging like that. And I don't see that many. I mean, it'd be nice, but it's like, when you hear the talking point, I always ask, well, are y'all trying to be teachers? Is anybody keeping you from being a teacher?
I don't think it's a matter. I don't think it's a matter of anyone keeping you from being a teacher. I think it's more of a matter when you look at all the teachers that were lost and the educational impact that was lost on the generations before us, and what that meant to us now. Okay. Because like I said, Blacks are underrepresented in the teaching profession.
Let me say.
All right, so I knew we were going to be going back in the day, and now we're looking at now, and
that you just stated. I don't know what you were saying going back in the day, because that's not what I was finna speak on. I was finna say Black women are one of the
lost talk.
When you were talking about Black teachers, I'm going to speak on it.
Go ahead.
Number one, I was saying Black teachers are one of the most increasing number of people being educated in America. And I worked at a Black school. I attended Black schools, and I'm going to say the majority of the staff at the high school here, I would say 75% are Black. So
I'm saying, when you look at the overall number,
and all of them are getting master's degrees and higher. So I don't know in the other people world what's happening, but I see Black people and Black teachers every day. Nothing is stopping us. We're going. When I go to the college classes, and you go to the FIUs and the weekend classes for getting the master's degree, it's plenty of Black people there. I'm not saying. As a matter of fact, in nursing, nurse practitioners, the pay is actually going down for nurse practitioners because there's so many Black women getting their nurse practitioner. And
that's false. That's false. That is false.
Wait. They're not. Wait, Kojo, you're saying that they literally are going down on the pay?
I promise you.
No, that is wrong.
No.
That is wrong. They cannot get enough. That's wrong. That is wrong.
I'm not a That's true. Person. I'm going to tell you, get one of your friends that's a nurse to go into Black nursing.
My aunt is a nursing director. They cannot get women to go and become nurse practitioners because they can't even produce enough nurses right now. There's a shortage of nurses.
You realize that's supply and demand, and it's regional, bro.
So I'm going to tell you what I'm finna tell you. Now, get you a nursing friend to go into Black Nurses Rock, and you go in there and it's a Facebook group, and you go in there and you read the commentary, because we can't say everything.
Black Nurses Rock. Listen what I'm going into. Black Nurses Rock.
It is an association of practicing nurses.
Thank you.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, so
you got so many PhD level and master's level degree nurses in that group. We can't say everything we want to say in public forums. So I'm just telling you, if you want to know what's going on without the talking points of me and you on here, go in and look at some of that stuff. I'm not telling you to take my word for it. Nope. And I can sit here at night, and I'm from a one traffic light town, and a majority of the people I work with, the Black nurses, are bachelor and master's degree nurses. And
there's a shortage of nurses in America. Period.
Some places.
No, it is across the country.
You know, he said America.
They
right?
control that supply renaissance, man, with the school.
How did they control
they don't.
supply?
They
can control the supply of nurses.
They don't have enough teachers. They don't have enough teachers to teach.
Okay, so
we're having nurses.
Stop. Now I got conservative up here. I'm going to let him act. Conservative. We got this thing going on with the integration. Everybody's saying there's somehow the detriment. I didn't know that they were hounding down black people not to be nurses and shit. There's somehow I'm missing all these Underground Railroad shit. Go ahead, conservative. What's going on, man? Conservative, are you there?
Yeah, thanks for having me up today. And
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I come with the ever contrary opinion because so far everyone seems to be of the opinion that integration was some kind of net negative. And I would argue it's actually a net positive. And the problem with integration isn't integration in and of itself, because if you go back and look at, you know, the civil rights movement and the pushes for integration, it was largely for economic reasons. All right. We were being locked out of financial businesses. I mean, out of financial ventures, and we weren't allowed to just do economic business freely. And so that's actually a constitutional thing. I think that's part of like the equal protection and all that stuff. But that's really the grounds for having the integration argument, so that a black dollar can be spent in a white establishment and vice versa. And now the problem with that is that in an age where we have right now, at this point of American history, we have more black millionaires, more black doctors, more black engineers, more black whatever prestigious title you want to name. We have more of that right now than we've ever had at any point in previous American history. Why do we need more? Like the integration gave us the ability to do what we wanted with what we had. What have we done?
There's a shortage of black engineers and black doctors. We need more black doctors. Are you serious?
What I said was we have more now than we've ever had before.
We still don't have
more
enough.
What?
More engineers, more doctors, more millionaires, more black success everywhere. So you telling me that integration is wrong, even though we have more successful black people everywhere?
Let him finish.
That talking. What? No. I'm just saying that talking point is factually incorrect.
How? There are not more black doctors and engineers in 2021 than there are in 1945.
If you first of all, there are more people, black people, than so we have to
actually no. There's less black.
On per capita.
There's less black Americans back. No, that we actually gone down. Like we actually were at 13%. Now we're at 12.1%.
But BMT, the population is growing.
Prior to
there's more black people. There are more black people than there are now.
Okay, we're being included with other groups now. Like they literally been adding on like different other groups, Haitians, Jamaicans. I'm talking about black Americans. Your population has been increasing.
You can't look at it as a percent of the U.S. population because the U.S. population has changed. That's my only point. The U.S. population has grown as well. So when you say we were 12%, we say we were 13%, then we're like 12 now. The population in America has
percentages, bro. My argument holds as percentages. You have a higher percent of black doctors, engineers, millionaires, whatever, than you did back in the pre-integration era. Okay, so prove me wrong. Because black people are literally barred from these fields. So how is it wrong?
No. Stop. See, this is what I'm saying. This is the problem. Go
ahead. Let Mike say what he got to say. Let him say what he got to say.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if we would just look at actual history, it's not hidden from anybody, but people don't want to look in the past. So we making these statements. Black people had our own towns. We had over 60 black towns. We trained our own people. We did plumbing. We did all of the work. You know what I'm saying? We did all of the agricultural sciences. Tuskegee University. You know how many engineers and doctors that produced? You know what I'm saying? These black hospitals, black people could not go to white hospitals. So they had to have black nurses, black doctors.
Let him finish.
I'm just...
No.
How many black doctors were being produced before Tuskegee? How many black doctors and engineers? That's kind of the point.
Hundreds.
Before Tuskegee, that was the whole reason for making Tuskegee.
Yeah, that was actually the reason.
I'm just telling you that was prior to integration.
Yeah, but Tuskegee was.
Wait. You're using a school that you.
I'm just one school. But there were these type of schools all over the country.
Okay. So were they allowing you back in the day to go to Harvard or any type of white
Harvard,
college or university?
We couldn't go to Harvard. That's the point.
Whoa! Why not? Why not?
But there was more things existing than Harvard. We still were existing, so we had to be our own doctors. We had to be our own engineers. We built the houses. We planned the cities. We literally had all black towns, multiple tens, like more than black Wall Street and Winston-Salem. It was literally 60 black towns, even more than that. What's high populations.
Okay, so now,
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get him to understand. Wait. Let me just finish that point. It's just
go ahead.
Really
y'all get long-winded, man. I swear. Go ahead.
Well, no, because y'all asking me different questions in the middle of it. I'm just going to finish the point
with
him.
We'll let people finish up their talking point. Go ahead.
Just real quick, the first two female millionaires in this whole entire country, black or white, were black women. Mm-hmm. Black people were actually producing millionaires early. C.J. Walker, and then it was another one in California. I forgot her name as of yet. But we were producing very high wage earner. And of course, the money was worth more. So even 100,000 was basically like a millionaire. So I'm just saying, we got to kind of look at some of these points that we're thinking. And if you don't look at over a little bit of the history, then of course you're going to believe that, everything is better off now. I should say that.
Okay. So, all right. So in saying all that, and we're looking, because I'm not going to just see. I'm going to hit on bigger things other than just race, because first off, to me, the reason why I said integration meant more competition, it's to the spoils go to victor. You know what I'm saying? At one time, your black dollar wasn't respected. You can literally walk into a coffee shop and literally have the money and literally not get served. They're like, no, I'm not serving you. Redlining was a thing. Hell, we hear about it now today where we look at some areas or some proportionate people and they're like, damn, like my house ain't worth a damn because it's in this area or this community. These people don't value their property. So why would I want to buy here? You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden other people start buying into certain areas. They start raising up and start putting certain things, maybe a store, maybe a CVS, some taxes and property start going up. And people are like, wait, I can't afford this. Wait, so either you can't afford it or you can't keep up with the development or evolution of that society. Because why should they stay down if you're moving up? I mean, no offense, but they literally made No Child Left Behind because certain kids were like, yo, like, you're just not getting it. So we're going to have to either slow down and try to, hopefully your kid will get it, which we saw that hurt some people. Like when I hear people talk about the glory of something about like, hey, like doggone integration, then I can honestly bang back. Well, then let's talk about the women. The women literally wanted, hey, I want to be able to work or be in the same placement of a man at his job. Was that not something of an integration where women wanted to be in the man's workspace? Was that not an integration move? So are you going to tell women like, hey, let's get you to stop doing these certain types of jobs? They're not going to say no. They're not. The women. You're not going to get the women to go backwards. You're not. But then you're hearing it where they'll say, well, we did better. We did better when we were separate. Well, how so? If you were doing so better, then why were you trying to push for certain amendments to get passed? If it was so hot, then what was the point of pushing for amendments or certain clauses or say, hey, I want the law to recognize this. I want this to recognize when I do. So
I think equal protection. Like I said, BMT earlier, I don't think anybody's trying to argue that you shouldn't have fought for things like voting rights, equal protection under the law. I think go back to administration of once you get those things, what do you then go and do?
Okay. Well, here's the thing about it. If you're saying, but here's the thing about it. I'm listening to you saying that, Renaissance.
Because I think it'd be
speak on that. Can I speak on that?
I just think it would be quite foolish to sit back and try to make the argument that, hey, I want to go back to a time where I can't be, have legal representation in a courtroom, or, I'm going to go before an all-white jury and not really a jury of my peers, even though it still happens.
Can I speak on that? As far as women, there were certain jobs. If women could have got the same amount of pay for doing their jobs, I'm going to just take CNA work. I have had men coming to do CNA work And I was thinking, oh, these men are going to be great at this because it's not going to be as physically taxing for them. Women, if we were going to make the same dollar amount that men were going to make in those professions, it would have been okay. But they were not paying women what they were working for. And I think that's the problem why women may have went to other areas to get more pay. Why am I working like a dog over here doing this hard work when men have some of these other type jobs that are making way more money? If we both doing physical labor and I'm over here being a CNA, and let's get it right, before it was these machines that lift people, and it's still hard work. Why should I be getting less pay when the men were getting?
Women still aren't getting paid the same either.
I think it was that women wanted to be paid. It ain't so much that we wanted to jump out there, and some women may wanted to do job. I don't want to go and do construction, but if construction was paying more than working in a hospital as a nurse was paying, then that may have been the thing that pushed them into that. But I have seen men now, an influx of men coming into the nursing profession.
Men were already there
more than
long before.
I ain't even say they was the best nurse. Let me get that right, because some of them was some crappy
first
nurses,
of all,
some crappy CNAs.
There is a shortage of
We're
them.
not complaining because they're there. They're there to do a job.
Before they were female nurses, there were a shit ton of male nurses. Literally, it just swapped over towards the men. Started going into other things.
That's why they put them in white.
The first nurses were whores. What the fuck? Like, dude,
they were literally the women of the night, and they put them in white to make them be look respectable.
Oh God! Like, I don't know where you pulled that one from. No, literally
from nursing school. If it's a lie, the nursing instructors told it to me. Because when you had to go and do that nursing history and stuff,
I didn't know. I didn't know they had prostitutes running through the whole.
Prostitution, the oldest profession in the book. How you know it ain't been there?
Oh, so I guess do you want to say
we ain't never had prostitution?
Listen,
when has prostitution never been around?
Told you, you're jumping around now. You're jumping all over the place with prostitutes, women of the night, and all that shit. Like, literally, we're talking about integration, and literally, no offense, but hell, y'all want goddamn sex work to be goddamn legal. So y'all trying to integrate that into society as a norm.
You're mixing a lot of different areas, and I'm trying to address each one.
So women aren't trying to integrate sex work as a normal, respectable job in society now?
I said the first nurses, since we were talking, I was just throwing that out there as a trivia point.
Oh, you wanted to throw that?
It was a trivia point. Not for us to go on, but you say when it was prostitutes, and now my response was when it never was prostitutes. They've been prostitution way back to before Christ, and that was a talking point, a joke on what you were saying. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously.
Now let's look at this. Mike is saying that, hey, we were definitely at our best, or we guess it was a good time, jolly old good time, for the African American community. We were producing more. And I'm like trying to figure out like how are we producing more of something? But literally, like,
can I ask Mike a question though on that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike. Do you think if you think we could have maintained that cohesiveness coupled with the new rights we had, that would have been better than where we are now?
Like, that's what we thought we were fighting for. If you listen to those people the actual people who fought for integration, listen to what they thought they were going to get. And that's what they thought they were going to get, but it didn't turn out that way. And what were you about to say?
Exactly.
No. So the thing about I'm trying to figure out is, in these talking points, because y'all brought up damn charter school, you brought up all these other damn things. I've literally been asking y'all gonna have to tell me how did integration fuck up the Black community? I'm really trying to figure that. I hear this. I really would like to know where does the talking point stem from, but literally it makes no goddamn sense because other cultures coming here.
I don't know who's saying that. With everything, there is good and bad. There were good points and there were some bad things I think they have, but I don't know anybody that's not saying. And as far as people doing, on the whole, I go into spaces where I'm seeing a revitalization of Black farmers, Black people being independent and stuff. So just because that's not what we're getting on these YouTube streets, don't mean it's not happening. It may not be the majority at all, but I'm seeing Black people saying, I'm being entrepreneurs, how to get I'm seeing it in the talking groups where they're passing the information on. And even with the thing with the farmers, that the black farmers talk about how they didn't get hardly any of that money related to the COVID money for the farmers. And that's supposed to be the integration we're supposed to be a part of. Now, I don't know, because I'm just reading the comments and what the people are saying in these black farmers nationwide and the different things. And I'm seeing people talking about getting back up there and doing things differently.
I think, Mike, you made a great point when you said it made us more dependent on the dominant society. When you look at things like the racism people experience in hospitals and things like that. Now, I think that's a really powerful point.
So the question is this: if what people are saying is true, why aren't y'all buying black hospitals? Why aren't y'all setting up your own shit?
Well, I mean, that's what Koja be talking about. It's not stopping. It's happening.
I never wanted to go that far into nursing to get the PhD, but I do have a friend that has her own clinic and is doing the diet. She has her nurse practitioner. She has her clinic, and she's doing a lot of beauty esthetician. She has her esthetician license. She's doing a lot of the dietary stuff, vitamin infusions and things like that. They are there. Okay. And they are slowly doing it. Now, at one point we had, my mom came from, no parent had went to college. So she was the first one to go to college and, get a college degree in our family. So level upon level, some people are building up to that level. They literally came from a house with no bathroom.
Well, I was going to say,
it's taken a couple of generations for that to get to that level.
BMT, I was going to say,
some of our kids get spoiled along the way and are not taking it to the next level. I have a cousin. She's my cousin, a second cousin. Her daughter, she just finished doctor school. So these kids are doing it. Okay. So it's not to say they aren't doing it. Maybe it's not advertised every day, and maybe on the whole we get more negative than positive. But there are people that are doing it, and I'm not going to sit here and down people because I don't see it every day. But if you go into some of these spaces and into some, you'll see the people tune their horn, and all the time it can't be said out in public spaces.
I was going to say, BMT, you are seeing, in my opinion, sort of a resurgence of that thought when you look at people trying to start a black bank down in Atlanta with the Greenwood Bank, those group of black families that got together and tried to and are purchasing land in rural Georgia to build a town. So I think there is some of this thought starting to pop back up.
Okay, so
but this proves. Hold on, wait a second. Let me jump in real quick because the advent of black people who have not only the desire to do these community projects that you guys sort of mentioned, but they have the wherewithal and the money. So you have the skill, the know-how, and the desire to do it. Did somebody flip a switch last night and make them start doing it? Yeah, like, no, we could have been doing these things. This is what I'm saying. Like, you can't blame integration for the things you didn't choose to do.
Right.
Well,
to be honest, I literally,
that's not a choice for me.
I literally didn't know about some of this stuff. The internet has given me so much information on things I didn't know about, and I learned about it, and I'm trying to implement it. It's a wealth of information out here. Now, you can take what you want and don't take what you want. All I just know is that 8 years ago, I started gardening, and hopefully I will be getting a farm number this year and trying to do a tilapia farm along with crayfish and prawn. I'm a nurse.
You're talking about I was going to say, BMT. People have tried to do this in the past.
Information is getting there.
Well, let me say something.
It's not like people just decide to do it today. Like things like Soul City in North Carolina, people were trying to do that back in the 70s, as well as when you started talking about the farmers, the fish farms like Kojo was talking about. A lot of black people in Mississippi tried to do that, and they were just froze out of the federal money that was necessary to go do it.
Right. See, this is what I wanted to say. What Hood Conservative said. Okay, it's not necessarily. I guess people are blaming integration, but I agree with you. It's not a blame of integration. It's like, if you make a mistake, you gotta just admit that mistake, and then you gotta. If you didn't get what you expected to get, then you have to go ahead and do your backtrack, admit your mistake. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's what, and that's what a lot of those people who literally fought for integration, they literally, before they passed away, they admitted the mistake. They did on camera. We can see those videos. So the point is, though, is that we had the stuff that we're complaining about now of not having control over certain aspects of the actual places that we live and dominate in numbers. We don't control. So anytime we want something done in a place where we dominated numbers, we have to protest it because we don't own the property there. And we literally don't control the economics or the politics there.
That's that right there. Let's focus on that.
Told you, nobody want. I swear, boy, competition is fierce.
Let's focus on that right there, right?
Well, no.
Why in the hell does the place? No. Why can't you? I have not been to Dearborn, Michigan, so let me preface my statement with that before I go on.
I have. I grew up there.
Hold on. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. Do the Somali Muslims complain about not controlling their neighborhood?
Well, Somali Muslims are in Minnesota.
Dearborn, Michigan. So Dearborn is another.
Michigan has Arabs.
It's another Muslim community. I mixed up my Muslim communities. Don't racism me. I'm just saying.
No. I'm just trying to. I'm just making sure.
No, I'm just saying. What
they're all the same to David. Remember,
Okay.
They're just all Muslims.
I understand that there's a population of Muslim immigrants. Their ethnicity is kind of vague to me on that point. So don't racism me, bro.
They all look alike. Okay.
Right.
No, they all pray alike. That's the point.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing.
But that's a perfect example.
Why black people so triggered by that? But no,
that's a perfect example that you're bringing up. Perfect.
Thank you. Yes. Who stopped them? Who stopped them from getting together? You walked across the desert and the ocean to come over here and run some shit. I don't want to hear niggas complaining. You were born in Bed-Stuy, and these motherfuckers walked across the desert and the ocean, and they run shit, and you don't? Sounds like a personal problem to me, bro.
That is
okay. Now, but it's just as much as your fault as anybody else that you hear complaining, because the thing is, for them to take the desire out of you, it's just as much as your fault. Your fault who believe that you should not have control of where you live and want to esteem another community up instead of putting your foot to the metal and actually making the thing happen and trying to replicate what that Muslim community that you're esteeming.
Well, I was going to add
to how is it someone's fault? Like, whose fault exactly?
It's your fault too.
Wait, David,
how?
Because if you let me explain that. Let me explain that. No, I want to explain that because I made that claim. Because see, the people who sit here and complain about those of us who recognize the problem, and then we have to enunciate that problem, and you describe that enunciation as complaining. Okay, if the thing is not done, this is a collective move, because the people who had those 60 black towns right out of slavery, okay, who controlled that land, and eventually, but they had the mistaken desire to completely integrate not only their laws but their economy. And that's the mistake that we made. We integrated our economy. No other group, the people in Dearborn, they want equal protection under the law, but they will not integrate the economy of Dearborn to another group of people. And that's the mistake
totally
that we made in Detroit.
David, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, David.
Go ahead, Renaissance. Go ahead.
The only thing I would point to that is you're correct. Those people did do that, but let's not sit up here and act like black people did not try to put up any sort of towns or any things that represented some sort of independent. Your argument is essentially what Booker T. Washington was making, is that, hey, people should be up by their bootstraps. They should basically be self-sufficient, develop their own towns. But the thing that really hurt him is when he saw the Atlanta riots, where black people did those things and whites came and destroyed them in the middle of the riot.
But Booker T. Washington put his energy behind making it happen. And people who
I'm saying
you see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's why I say it's their fault too, because they can say, "Oh, y'all just complaining, shut up." No, wait a minute. You're not saying, I'm just saying that I'm just saying that people have made the effort as well. Let's not sit here and just act like black people just sat on their hands and the society did not have a part in this.
So
can I say something?
Yeah, I'm about to pass it right there to you, Coach. But y'all, bro, we're like I'm trying to make sure it just stays a balance weight. So I'm seeing that where there is some blacks left and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out there and do my damn thing," while some stayed and said, "Well, I'm going to try to make it work here." Like, can we honestly blame those who just said, "I'm going to just leave"? Like that's the main thing I'm looking at, because some people just said, "Fuck it, I'm out."
No, I don't think we can blame them. They thought what they did, what they thought was best.
Okay, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
Okay, Black America, like a bunch of white America, bought into the American bullshit. And we bought into the bullshit that paying for a house for 30 years, 3 times the value, going overextending ourselves in debt, and making payments and financing was the way, just like white America did. But just like some of white America waking up to the bullshit, some of Black America saying, you know what? When I get my income tax return, I'm not finna pay no damn 7 years on a car and pay it off 3 times. Some people are waking up. That just wasn't Black America that got that BS. The whole, and you have some people, white, Black, and everybody else is waking up to the BS. And they're saying, from now on, I'm not waiting for them to do anything. Instead of going buy me 24 inches of weed and 24-inch rims, I'm going to invest. So there are a lot of people waking up, and not just Black America, white America too. I go into the Dave Ramsey Financial Group, and you hear people talking about a whole bunch of people bought the BS, and it wasn't even a racial thing. But a lot of people are coming out of that now and trying to do better. And just like white America bought into it, we did too. And they're waking up, and some of us are waking up too. And we are trying to take the resources that we have. One time we didn't have the monies, but now we're using these low-level jobs that we're getting to say, let me use that as my capital to build something else. And even you, BMT, when you were like, oh shit, look at this man up here doing his own thing. You were even an inspiration to me about having our own business and stuff. So yes, these conversations and talking points may be BS too many. And even if it don't catch 100%, if it just catch 10%, and 10% of people set the example, eventually more will start following the trend that's being established.
Okay. Mike, you say that because no matter what, all this is, when you're talking about integration, you're going to have to include money, education, gender, policies, law, all these things come into factor, redlining and everything. People choose to either stay comfortable or they said, I'm out. Like, I'm just not going to play the game. I'm not going to pretend like I don't know that, because literally I can go across the railroad track and see where a lot of the blacks live that have been there for many years, all the way up there. Actually, I did a video of showing them all the way up to the 50s. They're still in the same space. However, a lot of the businesses have up and left or literally have shut down. They're still, now the younger people are getting in, they're up and moving, they're leaving, but the older ones are still there. Now, can they blame integration for that? Why the younger people are leaving? But mind you, a good vast amount of your youth is leaving. They're integrating into the other society. What's the plan to tell them? Well, back in the day,
easy. That's so easy.
Yep, go ahead,
man. That is absolutely a direct cause of integration.
That's a direct.
As I said before, and I'll tell you why. Integration gave control of your community to another group who solves problems differently than you do. So if you want more money to go to your schools, you have to protest that. If you want a community center to be built to keep, so your young men, instead of getting in the streets because they have that young testosterone hit and they want to have fun and they end up becoming dangerous in the neighborhood, you give them a lot of sports to play. You give them something to do. You put them on some training. Yeah, whatever.
What did people
whatever. I'm just come on. Like you said, don't racism me, man. Don't racism me, man. Okay, so no, my point is,
don't steal my jokes, bro.
You give your community what you know it needs to as an outlet to try to to try to control itself. But if you always got to beg another group, we need money for this, we need money for that, and they say no, that's because of integration. Before you didn't, like you go to it. Let's say we go to Dearborn, Michigan. If the Arab people up there, they decide they want to build something for their community, their young men to do, and their young women, some kind of program, they don't beg nobody. They don't beg Detroit. They don't beg the state of Michigan. They just do it because they control the businesses. They control the schools. They control the police force. They are the judges there.
But they got that by integrating into the local system. That's what you fail to realize. They integrated so well. It's all of them now. They integrated to the point where you only see them.
No. That's a different form of integration than what Black people had in mind.
Well, that's where we fucked up. That's my whole entire point.
That's my point.
Other people, no. Listen. You're blaming a different place. I agree with you in the sense that Black people have misapplied integration and the benefits that could come from it. And I point to the immigrant communities of whatever culture, actually, because it's not just Muslims of whatever place, but the idea that immigrant communities can integrate to the point where you just said they become doctors, lawyers, judges, and all that. So now from every level of the stratification of society, you have been integrated to the point where you are the dominant force in the local region. Why the fuck can't Black people do that? And we have done that in certain places, though.
Wait. That word integration, which the description that you just described means is a totally different picture to most Black people. And the Black people who fought for integration, if you listen to what they were describing, what they were saying they wanted to eat at somebody else's restaurant, to go to Walmart's instead of having to go to the Greasy Spoon, to go and spend their money at somebody else's insurance agency. That's what we thought integration was. Now, the integration that you described that I'm looking at in Dearborn, it ain't like that.
now, Mike, I'm gonna make a statement. You talk like a white boy.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead.
No. How does one talk like a white boy?
Okay, I mean, I don't know. Tell me, because
no. Hold on, no. We can't pretend like we never not heard that.
Well, I have heard of that, but
now, if we are part of the American society, why is it that we tell other people, men and women, that you aren't Black because you use certain type of vocab?
BMT. I can tell you why. There's a difference between being pro-Black and anti-white. When you are pro-Black, you would not hear someone pro-Black who's truly pro-Black make that statement, because you would understand, hey, I'm gonna have to speak proper English if I want to go and own and operate a business, be a doctor, or even if I want to leave America and go work abroad. I understand English is the international language of business, so I'm going to leverage that to empower myself versus someone who's just anti-white.
Okay, so in saying,
hold on, wait a second, because that right there is such a pet peeve of mine, and this is why I take personal dislike of like progressives and progressivism. Not just because their ideas are bunk, in my opinion, but for what their ideas have produced among Black people. You have effectively turned Blackness into a political identity. That's bullshit.
Well, let me answer the question real quick. Hard work. Okay, go ahead, Coach.
Go ahead, Coach.
On this point of how you speak, I'm gonna go and find the link. TEDx, the lady did a thing about how Black voices are being shut down.
Where y'all be?
I talk different ways depending on the environment I'm in. I don't criticize people for how they speak. Now, we all know when we go into a professional environment, but I get some Black people, they be on they said THEIR instead of THERE. Sometimes the shit ain't really that serious. So if I'm coming here and I'm saying ain't and y'all and I'm in my free thing, let me do that. But I'm going to find that link and I hope I can drop it. If not here, I'm going to do it. How Black people, we super criticize each other on that point, but white people take that same thing and go make commercials and they go and do all kinds of stuff with our vernacular and our thing, and they are not criticized for it, but we are. But we have two different. If somebody, I think we're getting hopefully beyond that ignorance and things, because sometimes it ain't even the grammar. Sometimes it's just the dialect of a southern voice versus a northern. I done heard northern people say stuff that was grammatically incorrect, and I'm not trying to be grammatically correct, because when I need to be grammatically correct, I hear spell check on my damn research paper and I'll send it. But we need to stop doing this. I'm comfortable talking with my people, and if somebody's so ignorant, they're gonna miss a deeper message because they own superficial stuff. I done heard people say garbage with a certain dialect and have no intellect into what they're saying or make no sense. But it sounded good because we have become a superficial people with superficial talking points instead of getting into the meat and the real thing about stuff. We want a pretty superficial exterior and a pretty superficial sound that placates white people.
Okay.
Let me answer that question. Hard work put in the chat there.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's gonna be real quick. He said, "What does solve problems differently mean?" That's 2 times he said it now. No, it's pretty plain and simple. If you get an average of black folks, we have protesting because when we want a problem solved, and we go to the folks who seem to have the money, for some reason, they don't agree with us a lot of times. You know, we had to fight.
Rich people tend to not agree with poor people, my dude. That's life. Rich people do not see what poor people are fucking talking about.
Okay. So that's the point there, right there. There's a group of people who have more wealth and more access than the average of us have. So they have a different outlook. So they have different solutions to the problems that we have. So we're not going to be comfortable having them in control over our economy, because we're not going to be satisfied, and we're going to always have this contention, this anger, and all of these dangerous situations. So that's what I mean.
Okay. Well, BMT, hold on, BMT. Before we move on, let me just highlight something. And this is a shameless plug, but I'm gonna go in on this tonight because you haven't said it, but you're tiptoeing around the idea.
Listen, I'm being nice right now.
No, I'm being nice too, bro. And no, Mike, you haven't said it directly, but you're actually tiptoeing around an idea that I just discovered recently, and you guys are gonna be shocked to know about this. Ethnomathematics. Yes, brother. Ethnomathematics. Black people, apparently not black people, brown and fucking trucks driving by. Brown and indigenous people all over the world have their own special way of knowing. And so we will be getting into the field of ethnomathematics later on tonight.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Oh God, it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Sounds interesting.
Can I say
this
something?
is the most I've ever agreed with David in one goddamn day. Like, y'all are breaking some records for this man.
Can I say something? In some white people's eyes, it's never enough. I worked with a lady. The school's integrated when she was in 5th grade. She's a white lady. She was the LPN. I was the RN. And she had made a comment about black people. I say, you're the least educated here, because we worked in the room together. I say, you see all these black people walking around with PhDs. So if I say, what would your opinion of black people be? I say, your opinion should be, from your personal experience, is that you work with a lot of highly educated black people. You see black people working every day. So you have no right to comment on what black people aren't, because you see what we are every day. So your friends may say that and whatever, but you personally have an experience with black people where you see highly educated people coming to work with you every day. Most of these people in here got ULPN. They have bachelor's degrees. They have master's degrees. Hell, the assistant principals at our school, high school, have 2 PhDs. 2 of the assistant principals have PhDs. So you never have the right to go and stereotype black people, because your personal experience speaks differently. And sometimes it's never going to be enough for some of these people with these talking points, no matter how much we do or how much we have.
Now, Koja,
can you give a white woman? Can a white woman tell you how to take an opinion? I would love to see the day a white woman. I would love to see the day a white woman tells you what opinion you're allowed to have.
Now
I want to be in the room that day.
Now, Koja,
oh, they do. They have.
Now, Koja,
don't think they have it.
Koja, I'm gonna ask you a question. Have black women not taken advantage of integration?
Yes, black
okay.
women and black men.
No. Who's right now definitely banging hard with running the integration card harder?
I don't know about the integration talking point because I literally haven't heard people talking the integration talking point. I've heard a lot of different stuff. I heard abortion rights. I heard stuff like that. I haven't heard anybody talking about the integration talking point because they literally told us that they are dismantling affirmative action and this and that. I haven't heard the integration talking point. I have heard equal rights for equal pay stuff.
That was stopped when Trump
but
was
not
gone.
so much integration.
That was stopped when Trump was gone. So now let's look at this. You as an African American woman, y'all have literally run the gambit card of integration better than anybody. The right to be able to do this, the right to be able to do that. Y'all bang that harder than anybody. I find it interesting whenever I hear African American women talk against it. I'm like, well, then that would literally be y'all would have to literally get rid of goddamn Roe versus Wade and all kind of other shit. Like literally, that would mean.
I don't know what you're talking about because I took to become a nurse. I took a test. I took the same high school thing to get my degree, and the same test that white people took, and there was no special in or out. You either had this many points or you didn't have that many points. So I literally don't know what you're talking about because I have not had access to none of that. I ain't had no access to no federal dollars and none of that.
Do you really believe women of color have not been banging harder on integration than any other group?
I don't know anybody who's done that talking points because everybody I know been to
was not the calling card.
I haven't heard it.
Was Kamala Harris's calling card? I would be the first woman of color in the White House.
Are you talking more gender specific stuff?
No. That's gender. That's gender and also integration. Would that not be an integration card being used?
I would think Barack Obama was talking the same.
No. I would be the first woman of color. That was her play.
So Thurgood Marshall didn't have the same banging point. So Barack Obama didn't have it. So who was it? Susan O'Day didn't have it. Are we talking gender or
wait. We're not. I'm not banging on. Listen, I don't give a shit about y'all.
Because I thought they was really.
I don't care. I want y'all to understand. I don't care about racial talking points right now. I really don't. I don't.
So we're talking gender.
I want to know: have black women not used integration to help them level up?
Of these points out the 60s or something, I have not too much education on that. I could just tell you what my day-to-day life experience has been. And I have not been around a group of people who have been talking about integration because that was my mom and them talking point.
Okay.
I just know that I live with looking back through a child's point of view and what I live with. So I don't know anybody who's been talking. Let me ask somebody else.
Super Mike, do you believe that black women have used integration to level up?
No, they have not. They tried.
Okay. You said no. Renaissance Man, has black women used integration to level up?
Wait, you said have black women use integration to level up?
Yep.
Somewhat in the sense of, hey, I think in the same sense that they've been able to go to, educational institutions and have access to some opportunities that they may have not had prior to. But I don't think collectively there's level up because I mean, look at the where the black community is collectively. When you look at the debt load, lack of wealth, so some opportunities, but I don't think we really leveled up much.
Okay.
So, remember earlier, I just want to say something real quick on that point.
You guys, hold on. Why you say we? It was about them. We didn't level up. They leveled up.
No. It's we. Because you can't exist without a woman.
Oh God!
But I'm just going to say you can't exist without a woman. So whatever. But anyway, no.
I gotta get to David. Hold on. Let me do David.
Go ahead.
David, do you feel that the black woman has used integration to level up?
Obviously, I do. Like that. That almost goes without question. Chicks can't level up without the government writing laws for them.
Okay.
Like, I mean, some have, but it becomes harder. Now it's more about your raw, actual talent in the face of other male competition. And we started this out before. There were black millionaires, female millionaires, and all that shit before. So it's not that women cannot do it, but as a group, they won't. You'll have small individual cases, but you won't have this cohort of hundreds of thousands of women just running amok.
It was.
Hold on. So let me go ahead and give my answer. Yes, Black women have used integration to level up, even in the conscious direction of what they said to Ice Cube when Ice Cube was talking about Black people, and literally the women stopped him and said, "What is that going to do for the progression of Black women?"
But BMT, we're using one interview to literally say that's how all Black women think.
We can pull out. Okay, if you don't want me to use Ice Cube, then we can literally pull out. We can use different. I literally brought up Kamala Harris. Literally saying she's a woman of color.
Gave some of those women jobs that they was talking that stuff about him.
At the Combahee River Collective, right after this, the play at the Revolution, it was like maybe 79, 81, somewhere in that range. The Black feminists all got together and created the idea, the concept of intersectionality for the specific purpose of separating their female movement from Black male agenda.
That is actually a thing, yeah.
And a Black woman that
let me tell you something. I just want to let me just make a couple. Let me just throw a couple names.
Now we going down.
Hold on. I just want to throw a couple names out there for us to just look at, just for the Callie House. Everybody look up Callie House. Right out of slavery, she organized the movement. 300,000 Black folks to get reparations and get those payments that was owed from those Black Civil War veterans. And look at, like you said, C.J. Walker and all the other Black women who ran her movement. C.J. Walker, she had a company. Only Black women could be her salespersons. They started making big money, and they were sales agent. They were the predecessors for like Avon and for all of these type of companies. These were independent Black women, you know what I'm saying? So
it almost sounds like they never needed the government to get good jobs.
That's my point. They stole the Black woman template and rebranded it for themselves. What they do? That's what they do.
But guess what? Yeah. But guess what though? Not only were they making money, but they also had families. They were married and their husbands was making money. Okay. So, we had a lower divorce rate, all of that type of thing. That's why I said we. Because it wasn't all about these talking points about these people can succeed without the other half of the gender.
Whoa, come on. See, this is why I don't get. We cannot. It doesn't benefit
services. That's the only thing that destroys all of your talking points. That separation that you do.
Listen, bro. You cannot intentionally change the definition of words and terms in order to make an argument you couldn't possibly make.
Are symbols.
When a man asks you a question about what women as a group are doing, the answer can't be we as men and women. So when I say you're changing words and terms to make arguments that you can't possibly make, this is what I mean, bro. Can women do this without men? Yes, they have leveled up without men. They use the government to do it. What's so controversial about admitting that?
Can I ask David one question? When you talk, David, let me ask you this. When you talk about intersectionality, do you think that should not exist at all? Meaning, do you think there are some issues that Black women do have that are different from Black men just by nature of gender?
If it means that I have to give my power over to her, then I don't fucking care.
No, I'm not asking about power because I would argue.
That's the real problem. Listen. If the solution to her problems is to cut my dick off, then fuck her problems.
David, let me know. You're being extreme, dude. I'm literally saying because I think you can make the argument both ways that yes, Black people have common problems, and yes, there are problems that affect Black men specifically that Black women don't experience, and vice versa.
Can I say something? It is just common sense that if two people get together to complete a task, it will go faster if they're on the same page and going in the same direction. So once men actually get married, their auto insurance goes down. There are so many benefits to being together. If me and you are husband and wife, girlfriend and boyfriend, we paying two different insurances. If me and you get together, we could pay one insurance. We paying two different rents. We could pay one rent, and now that free us up some capital to do some other things. It's common sense. We can do it by ourselves. It's much harder, and it'll take a longer time, and it probably won't be as great for the family, but that's not the best way. way to do it. We can.
That's the real integration.
Now, question. And work with a partner to build generational wealth to pass on to our next generation. That is the number one choice we would have.
If that is literally the talking point, then why did the black woman in the Black Panther Party, if it was so pro-black, break off and join the feminist party?
I'm not going to talk about that.
I'm gonna drink my beer.
Nobody wants to talk about the women.
Drink my beer. I'm sitting there and drink my beer.
No, I can tell you that.
I'm gonna go drink my beer.
I could tell you that easy.
Damn, I must be because the spirit of David must came over me on that one.
It's the same reason. It's the same reason. It's the same reason why the black leadership thought that they should integrate with their organizations with American system. That's the same reason, because we really believed in the Constitution. We believed in all of the law. We believed the spirit of the law. We believed that they had.
They believed in women, is what you mean. That's what they believed. They believed the women will love them forever.
All men being created equal and all this type of things. We were on a journey to prove to white people that we were human. We were just as good as them, and we were loyal to America. We jumped through all of those hoops, and we didn't know that a lot of them were not sincere when it came back to us.
Can I say this here?
That's why.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw Gay Men doing a thing on YouTube, and he said, when people are down, then we feel like we can come together and build something together. It's not that I really want to partner with you. It's just I need you to accomplish this goal. And he said, when white gay men didn't have the right to get married, white gay men and black gay men, and they was all one big happy gay family. But soon as white men got the right to marry and accomplish that, they no longer one big happy gay family like they used to be. It is a distinct difference that white men now have that they didn't have before the right to marry who you want passed. So when white women were working, because remember, black free slaves got the right to vote before white women. And they were good at working at it. I'm not going to say it was all because they didn't benefit from it, because they were working for their common goal also. But that doesn't mean they were truly into it. It's like, I'm going to help you, help me. But at the end of the day, when we both got out what we need, we're going back to where we were before. So most definitely, we might have got caught up in the spirit of some stuff. And now hindsight is 2020. We know I work with some of them white women. Them bitches walking around right now in Palm Beach County with my talking points, with my plan, what I was doing about the court system. I ran and said, I'm like, oh yeah, you still taking my stuff around from 6 years ago, shopping it around as your own. We know what they do. But you can have that because this brain had the ingenuity to come up with some more. But we know what they do. They steal our template and they take it and they rebrand it for themselves.
I like it. Now, the thing is always
interesting. Don't try to be enemies with white girls now. Get the fuck out of here. Go back on the line with the white woman.
Here's the thing about that gets me. Y'all banging hard on this race card shit very hard. I'm really interested. But y'all banging hard on this race card shit really hard.
I'm just telling you, and these were Democratic women. These were women who were down with the Democratic on the Democratic agenda that I was working with, and that's what the whores did. There was an older set of women, and they basically said, "Sit back and be quiet, and let us take your talking points and the stuff your research and use it as our own."
They voted for Biden too, didn't they?
Are y'all now? Question. So,
David, you're banging hard on black women, man.
Okay, now, here's the thing about it. I'm just asking, and y'all free to give me y'all senses of talk about. Like I said, this is. But I have yet told me how did integration topple the black community. I'm really figuring how. But I've heard some people say, "Well, that's the worst thing that ever happened."
I don't think nobody here agrees that it toppled us. Mike does.
Mike does. Like, wait, that's the only reason why I'm having that. Like, listen, me and Mike having this conversation. That's why he's bringing his talking point, and I'm bringing my talking point. Like, and honestly. I'm like, so what would be your contention?
We was tricked. I mean, and that we answered that question earlier. We believed that they would reciprocate. We believed that they would reciprocate. We would we would purchase stuff. We would be able to buy into their business. We believed that those white people would come into these black businesses. No, it did not happen. It didn't happen. Our businesses closed down, and the
Mike,
white businesses
wait, Mike,
growing. That's what happened. That's what
Mike,
actually happened.
Let's ask this question right here, Mike. And good morning, Verbal. So here's the thing I want to ask you. If you have a black business, right, as you could, what's stopping other blacks from shopping and working with you?
Yeah, nothing. But what's stopping whites and Asians from shopping with me too?
Whoa. Okay, so you're saying what's stopping them? I mean, they have a choice. They have a choice.
We can't expect them.
BMT, I will say this.
Wait. I got you. Hold on. I got no. Mike, Mike. No. Mike, you got me, Mike. I'm actually. LeBron James. Hang on. Hold on, man. Let me answer this. LeBron James sneaker, Michael Jordan sneaker. Who buys that more than anybody?
I don't know. Probably.
Oh, now you don't know.
But I don't know.
Who buys the box office? Who buys the box office seats to see black men run around the goddamn football field?
Well,
it ain't
that
black
would
people.
be white but black people buy that as well.
So you're saying who buys black people CDs? We damn sure know niggas ain't buying no fucking CDs like that.
Wait. Black people.
All of a sudden you speak a different language. You speak a different language now, huh?
Hey, don't mess up my stutter. Hey, the Negro Leagues. The Negro Leagues. I caught you. What about that? What about white people?
BMT, I think BMT. The nuance with your argument though is, are those, when you talk about those box office seats, are those black-owned teams? Are you truly shopping with black people?
I got you with that Renaissance man. The Charlotte Hornets, that's owned by
just now. Jordan. That's new.
No, actually, that's not new. Actually, that's been there. He's been on them.
Well, I mean, not that long.
He actually owned the Charlotte Hornets and also the Charlotte Bobcats. So next one.
Dude's actually grateful for nothing.
Actually, the Miami Marlins.
Gratefulness. Wow.
I'm telling you, the Miami Marlins. That's owned by Michael Jordan also.
No, it's not. It's not owned outright by him.
Yes, it is. He actually owns the team.
Hey, but I understand what you're saying.
So if a black man bought a baseball team, would that solve racism for you?
Miami.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is all I was saying with the dismantling thing. In the 60s, at that time when those people opened up and they was able to rush into Woolworths and buy and not get stopped and from going to the white hotels, the black people thought white people were going to rush into our little insurance companies and stay at our hotels and spend all that white money with us in our restaurants. That didn't happen. Integration went one way.
Why should it happen?
BMT,
because we were expecting it, and that's why.
Why? That's why stupid business. That's a goofy business planning.
It's the same reason why you're making your
white man gonna give me money. No, bro, think about what you're saying. The white man's gonna give me money just because I own a business. Come on, bro.
Renaissance man. That's Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter. They're now both paying for it now.
Wait, they own all of it.
Michael Jordan owns the basketball team, and Michael Jordan owns two. Well, he owned two, but you already see the Charlotte Bobcats. They suck so bad, so that got destroyed.
He still owns it. I agree on that.
But now the Miami Marlins, he had bought that, but he's splitting it now with Derek Jeter. So that's two teams. And Serena Williams,
she owns a stake in the Dolphins.
Yeah, they own. So let's not play. If y'all want to play the games, well, who's buying stuff on teams? Listen, first of all, most team owners are billionaires. So how many black billionaires are there? And then we can have the conversation.
But BMT, I want to go back to your point when you were asking about business earlier. And you were talking about black businesses. The other thing, black businesses are at times are undercapitalized, so you can't always offer the best price in comparison to your counterparts, just because economies of scales and the discounts they may have.
Okay.
And that's the point with the integration. We didn't know how. Like, keep in mind, we are a new group of people.
How don't we know how? Like,
listen what I'm saying. Let me make this little point. Listen to my point.
Are we cavemen now? Like,
we can't. You heard what Joe said. How to use computers and shit.
You don't know what the heck you're talking about. And I'm telling Hood Service is making some of the worst arguments, but he really believes in those arguments, but he's not basing those arguments off of historical events. And this is what, let me make this little point, and then I want Culture to speak. I just want to make this quick point. The point is, we were naive. No other community will integrate their economy because you cannot allow another group to compete with you in your home. I can't come to your house and start running your stuff.
I can't
do that. That's stupid.
You can't buy tacos, egg rolls, lasagnas. I mean, like, what do you mean? They won't let you do business in their economy.
Well, David, I think what he's trying to say is you're not going to be, as a black person, be able to go set up a soul food restaurant in Chinatown and think it's going to work.
Maybe Chinese people don't eat a lot of soul food, dude.
You know what I'm talking about because you admitted it earlier. You said, why should we expect Chinatown?
This is fucking idiocy. This is what am I saying? What am I hearing here? You want to open a soul food restaurant in Chinatown? Oh my god!
Yeah. See how crazy that sounds?
Okay,
but that's what we expected.
Let me get Kojo. Go ahead, Kojo.
We have to stop letting the white man have to rubber stamp our decisions and our thought process. Yes, we're going to have to fund our things, but we have the ingenuity to come up with new stuff. I'm going to say it again. The food truck damn revolution was some shit white man rebranded that we had been doing a long time before. And until they co-signed it, we didn't see the value in it. We're going to have to
y'all give the white man so much damn credit.
But they have credit. They ran us for a while.
When we had
give them the credit they deserve, BT.
You put a wrap on it and a white man stamp on it, and now I don't got to get no restaurant. I can get me a food truck.
But Kojo, don't you have to have a license to do that? Don't you have to have a license to operate a food truck?
I'm just using the idea of
I'm saying that's the legal. I'm saying that's the legal argument I'm trying to say. If you have people, if you don't control the government and they're going to say you need a license to go do this, it's the same thing with the marijuana industry.
But you guys are fucking on the political left who makes everyone have to work harder to open businesses. Like the Democrats are notorious for having cities where it's so hard to run businesses and shit. So like the licensing thing is a really interesting argument. Like you should look at your own black leadership about that.
Zoning is a big thing that is making small business ownership of mom and pop really unattainable because of zoning laws.
And you think you're going to have you think you're going to get a better shake on the right on zoning laws, David?
What I'm saying is a lot of states are talking about eliminating the zoning because what the zoning does is make commercial real estate so high and unattainable so people can't. So there are discussions being had about zoning. Zoning does a lot and contributes to that whole thing. But there are places that are changing. We have to sell our own head and stop having to wait for other people to approve of what we
let me tell you something, and you know this for a fact yourself because I heard you speak on it before. When you go down there to bid on certain things, on jobs, on contracts as a business person, and you see what the Latino community, they come in there and they use group unity operation, right? And then it's hard for you to compete with them. And that's all we're saying. This is what we gave up, integration, because we thought that we were going to be one big happy family with the white establishment. And David said, it was stupid for us to think that, but that's what we thought. And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We got to admit that it was stupid.
All right. So the thing about it is, the thinking piece on everybody believing that there was going to be some black unity Wakanda move.
Black-white unity Wakanda move.
Okay. I don't know where I don't like. I only really hear it here where people talk about, well, the white man was supposed to work with us. I would need to see that on tape.
When I put the video together, you
hear. What part of the civil rights movement was that? Like, I don't remember.
I would love to see that video.
We wanted the white man to come over here. No, they just wanted them to get off their back. The whole civil rights movement, to my understanding, it was about white man treat us fairly, not white man hug us more.
Hosea Williams, Martin Luther King, those are the people who led the movement of integration that we look at succeeded. Andrew and Jesse Jackson, all of those
y'all
guys.
Y'all still blame
They
Martin.
were putting those talking points together, and you can hear videos of them saying it right out of their mouth at that time and now when they were talking about this is what they thought was going to happen.
Okay,
and it didn't happen like
hold on. Okay, first
and
of all,
I want to give another example of what Super Mike was saying too, quickly. When you talk about the integration, if you look at schools, black schools prior to Brown v. Board were funded at like 30 cents on the dollar and compared to their white counterparts. So part of the thinking with integration was, okay, if we are having separate schools and they are not funding them properly, if we make them have schools with us, then they can't go and divert the funding as much.
Okay, yeah. So let me I'm going to go ahead and push at this. How often and I'm just going to ask a question, just a simple question. How often do black people invest in their own schools? Take your time.
Recently we have.
Can we get some Jeopardy music?
We should do it more.
Wait, when you say invest, BMT,
we can do it more.
What do you mean by invest?
That's not a hard question. That's not a hard question.
No, because schools are funded. Schools are funded by property taxes. So what are you talking about? Invest, quote unquote. That's what I'm asking.
Okay. All right, listen, let's take the world as it is. All right. Schools are funded by property taxes. How do you untie that knot? Because people in a district outside of yours are just not obligated to pay for your children's education. What do you do?
For one thing, it's the Supreme Court has ruled that it's unconstitutional to do that, yet it still persists.
Okay, so watch it now.
But you could also look at things, but it's controversial because there's mixed results on things such as school choice with charter schools.
Now, okay, so I'm glad. So in saying that, now in me going to other schools around the U.S. and the world, I would watch as some of the other counterparts, like the Latin or the whites or different other people. Whether I noticed that the black, some of y'all like to bring up, well, I pay taxes, so they're supposed to, versus the whites are like, yeah, I pay taxes, but I don't mind donating $1,000 towards this or towards that or towards certain things in the school because, God damn it, I want to go watch this or I want to go to a recital or stuff like that. Black people be like, well, I pay taxes, so naturally y'all supposed to, well, congratulations paying taxes. That's a social thing versus
imagine
out of your own pocket paying for something. See, now that's something totally different because now you're actually going even deeper to invest in something. See, when it comes to the investment piece, I'm sorry, that's like a lost algorithm towards the Negro. Like you literally you're literally actually going to be shooting yourself in that foot.
Well, we give the church money.
I swear to God, like that's literally a thing that y'all do not believe in. I swear. I can count on my hand. I'm attacking that. That's me attacking that. That's not me.
Bro, no, listen. If we took all that church money and spent it like we actually loved our children, we might have more schools.
Leave the church out of it. Don't talk about the church. No. You know how that goes.
No.
Well, all right, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
Y'all made the church $1 billion corporation.
Yeah. How do you have $1 billion corporation full of children and with a literacy? Let me not say that full of children, but when black children's literacy rates are in the fucking tank, and you have a corporation that's founded around the principles of a fucking book.
Don't do that, David.
Yo, you can't have church without a fucking book.
Wait a minute, David,
wait. Read that book.
Don't
make your money making them kids read that book.
Don't make a general.
I want kids to read.
Don't make a generalization like that because there are
plenty. This is dumb, bro.
There are plenty of mega churches.
Crazy lack of priorities.
No, there are plenty of mega churches that are white that do the same thing, and there are black churches that do plenty to invest in.
Are we blaming the white mega church for black failure now?
We're not blaming. Don't try to sit up here
in general. Joel Osteen is the reason why the kids ain't reading. God damn, we found out.
No, don't try to go and generalize and say that, it's all these people not doing this, because there are plenty of people who are making the investments.
So here's the thing about it is, here's something that I always wonder. You'll see it where there are people that are trying to make changes. Like, I noticed the people who put the most in the black community, they go off dying broke. Versus people who I divest out and I make other fucking moves. and they keep their wealth and they just live their life. But then they will say, well, you took that money out of the black community. Well, hold on. What's the return on investment? You're going to have to tell me the return on investment.
This is a big problem. That's just like saying, what's the return on investment for you feeding your children?
Wait. Okay, keyword.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you asked me. Yeah, I'm going to answer for you.
Yeah. That's your family.
So hold on. Wait. Lord,
your community is
not my damn family. Black community is not my damn family.
That's the problem right there. See, you see right there, that mindset is the problem. That's the problem.
You know what I know?
That is the problem. You don't have a loyalty to your community that produces.
It always comes down to that.
Here we go.
Wait a minute, but those Arabs up in Dearborn, Michigan, they're gonna eat fire and go to hell and for their community. Any other group that is successful, they're going to have a natural loyalty to their community. Those civil rights
Arab culture loves their men.
Okay, but the point is, it's their
that's
culture.
The point.
David taking it back. David taking it back to feminism. David taking it back.
That's all I'm saying.
Arab men get something back from their culture. No, all right. So what can black men expect to get in return from all this investment in culture? Because these other men do get something back.
Now hold on. Now Mike.
Yeah,
I literally asked you about investing in school, and y'all were tone deaf quiet. So wait.
I was true.
Whoa. So you had all the smoke and contention about me staying somewhere, but literally these kids that are growing up and not getting jack shit, or you ain't got no investment for them. You want me?
No.
I was going to quickly say that when you were talking about the schools, I think that's also regional because, like, living in Atlanta, like you lived in Atlanta too. You've seen plenty of black private schools in Atlanta, didn't you?
Right, but you know those black schools were at. They were in upper class communities. Okay. They were not around the hood area. Like literally, the black hood areas. You know where they were gated by? The police station. The police station gated in the hood area. While the upper black communities, with T.I. and different other people like Ross and them stay at, nowhere around the black people. They live outside Atlanta. Most people who have money don't even live in Atlanta. They live out on the outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, it depends. You got plenty of people who live in Atlanta, live in Buckhead. But anyway,
okay, you want to say Buckhead? If you want to use Buckhead, do you know they have gated communities in Buckhead? Right, but guess what? Do they not have gated communities up in there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, then. So what are they doing? Who are they gating out? Who are they keeping out?
People who don't have money and might steal.
Exactly. There's a lot of
Wait.
It's true.
That's what it is. I mean,
they have that much money, but they put the wall of separation up.
Well, that's the culture in America. But that's the point that I was getting at. Now it's an American culture. Well, it is, but that's the point that I was getting at when you were saying.
The only thing I was trying to. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
No. When BMT was talking about leaving the community and all that stuff, and I made the correlation with his family, that's my point. People do things because they feel a connection, and it's not something that you can rationalize. It's a familiar type of connection, and that is what's missing because people literally feel separated or different from investing in the future of their group, because your family, you invest in your kids because that's your future. You see that it's easy to see, but literally having some sort of loyalty to your group or your community is also an investment in the future as well. And so that's what it's important to look at. We need to see
let me add something to that investment argument, right? Just you hate me for mentioning this, but I will never let it go.
I hate you now. Go ahead.
No, not you guys. I'm not you in particular. I'm just saying when I come up, I bring this up on almost every panel when it's appropriate.
Feminism.
Something like that. You have to actually invest in your men, and then for men, hold on. Here's the kicker, though. Invest in the men is the first half, right? Men are more likely to invest in children they're actually raising.
Okay, I believe that.
No, the only thing I wanted to say to BMT on the investing in schools was that part of what he's saying is a socioeconomic thing, and the fact of we're asking poor people why they're not investing in because they're poor. I'm saying you have to look at it across the board. That's the only thing I'm saying. Like there are plenty of black folks like I said, who do make that investment. It's just you're talking about a group of people who are collectively the poorest people in America.
Okay, now majority of a good portion, actually a good majority of Black people are in the middle class. So they're actually on the middle class. Now,
I know. I'm saying when you look at collective wealth, and I'm looking at that from a community standpoint when you talk about a school. Because
now the Black people that are in the middle class, they're getting the fuck out of Dodge. They're like one of the biggest bangers is protection. One of the biggest bangers is protection. And you hear where people are saying, I don't feel protected, I don't feel safe in the Black community. Now, it's kind of hard to make people want to invest in something when literally the people that are contributing are getting their ass whooped or kicked or literally getting robbed. Mind you,
you don't have to equate investing in the Black community as investing in the hood. I mean, you could have those same middle class Black people could build a middle class community and invest in that.
Okay, I'm now. You don't.
I call bullshit on that whole notion.
You don't invest.
Wait, why?
That's the problem.
Why do you call bullshit, David?
Well,
because
see, that's what
by definition.
This mindset is leading us back into dependency. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Let me explain the reality. And then, as far as Black middle class neighborhoods go, almost by definition, they are invested in. That's how you got to be middle class. When it comes to where the actual investment would want to be seen, it would be in the inner cities where the poor Black people are. Otherwise, that's that whole thing of like, well, not everybody's successful, not everybody's achieving. I mean, investing in the middle class is kind of like investing in people who are already on the path to achievement.
Not really. There are plenty of people in the middle class who are literally a paycheck away from being impoverished. So let's not act like the middle class has just got it made.
Well, no, you don't have it made, but compared to the poor versus the middle class, you are already talking about people who have money invested in their lives. Like, you don't get to be middle class without having money around you.
Yeah, we kind of don't. It's kind of now the thing. Now the thing about it is,
my point is, David, when BMT says, "Hey, don't invest in the hood because it's dangerous. People are worried about their safety." I'm saying if you invest in a middle class area and then help people to move up, they have a place to go for middle class Black people versus getting absorbed into the greater society.
Now the question is this. I hear a lot about invest in the hood. I hear that so much, boy. I swear.
That's the whole push. Nobody talk about invested in the suburbs. Nobody want to invest in Baldwin Hills, bro.
Like I allow it, when I hear
there are plenty of places you could. I mean, like PG County here in the DC area. All the middle class Black suburbs and places like Atlanta.
Because it doesn't attack the problems directly in the hood, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like when people talk about doing things for the Black community, they are rarely talking about the middle class neighborhoods that are not the most troubled.
And I'm saying that's a problem, because if you create that space, then instead of trying to go and change the hood, you can piece by piece pull people out of it.
So the thing about it, when we're talking about pulling people out, let me know when y'all start adoptanigga.com, and I will definitely have a lot of people.
But BMT, you do know that there are people in our community where, okay, so-and-so's aunt or uncle is having a hard time, so they invite them to come live with them.
Okay, listen. So you're inviting somebody that you know to live with you,
like a family member. That's not in the good in as good of a situation. I'm saying if you have a culture and a community that is solidly middle class and that will absorb them into that culture, I would imagine that they would have a much better incentive to perform and to basically conform to that environment versus trying to be one person going back to an environment and trying to change it when it's in bad shape. I
think we should invest where you can help.
All right, let me know when y'all get to y'all contention in life. I will definitely welcome y'all to go back. Like, listen, man.
Well, you invest where you can help. It's like wherever
y'all go do that. Y'all go do that, and I will not stop y'all. But again, y'all have not proven the point against.
No, BFG.
Go ahead.
No, you've never done that. Like, you've never helped out like people in your family who are not as well off as you.
I've already done that.
He has.
Yeah. So isn't that essentially the model we're talking about?
We're talking about integration. We're talking about integration, but yeah, I mean, you can go help out people. I mean, I don't see no problem. I'm not telling y'all you can't help people out. But
no, you actually segued into something I think has been left out of the discussion, right? And all right, my contention is integration didn't destroy the Black community. The family disintegration destroyed the Black community.
That came after you gave control over your economy to these people.
Okay. How do
I'll tell you how. If you look at it, you gave that control. And God,
gender-based policy had more to do with it than
actually, David, I would say macroeconomics had a lot to do with it too. When you look at disinvestment and shipping of jobs overseas, a lot deindustrialization.
Okay, but fine, look, the jobs. What are the macroeconomics of promoting women to have the type of breadwinning positions that men would normally have to hold down a family? What is the What is the macroeconomics of giving all the women the male breadwinner jobs? Come on, talk about that.
That is impossible without those policies that affected us that you're talking about.
What policy? What policy? Integration. I need to know if you're saying
those policies. They're ineffective without integration.
What is the
prior to the integration situation? Most of the people, we had more land, so a lot of Black folks, we grew our own food. And we had more businesses that we had control over in the places that we live.
Okay, so what happened to those people?
So that's what I'm saying. So once you start getting these integration policies, then your small Black businesses are competing with large capitalized white businesses, and they are essentially destroyed.
On the land piece too, Super Mike. Not having on the integration piece, not having equal protection on the law, and basically having terrorism basically led to land theft or people having to leave.
Okay, now
once your businesses are closed, you can't provide jobs for your young men and women in the community. So now they're going out seeking jobs with white.
But they did provide jobs for the women. That's the whole point. All the male jobs got wiped away for all the various reasons. But now the women are the only ones who get provided jobs in that scenario. What am I missing?
You missed that I said the people in our own community were providing jobs for our own young men and women. And now that those businesses were not able to compete.
That's not totally true too. Black people worked at a lot of factory jobs. We were heavy in Detroit in a lot of in the production sector in general. Like in a lot of the industries, Black people were heavily involved in that. That's why the deindustrialization hurt us. We weren't just doing all that shit from small mom and pop businesses. When you're talking about deindustrialization hurting Black communities, you're talking about factories closing. Those factories weren't owned by us, but those factories supported men who supported families.
Okay, conservative, but at the same time, the people in the North that were working in those industrial factories, they always had an anchor in the South, in the towns that they came from. If something happened,
they'd always send their kids to their family. You can always hear, you can always hear people who were from the North talk about going to the South for summer.
Yes, they can always go home, and they had food, they had a farm, they can live. But when those things were taken away, or were, I wouldn't say taken away, when we stupidly,
I was about to correct you on some.
No, this is correct. This is what I'm saying, and I said it before, and we stupidly thought that we was gonna get something level up from this integration thing.
Just be honest.
This is what happened.
Be honest. Be honest and say your people sold your own shit. Just be honest and say that shit.
That's the point.
So don't say the white man tricked you.
Because we thought was the integration. Yeah, they
no. It wasn't no thought. Yeah. Some of your own family, man. Some of your own family sold your shit out. Let's just be honest.
And someone got ran off of the land.
Okay.
By terrorism.
I swear, boy, y'all want to go.
And when you say sold out, now hold on.
You don't think that happened though, BMT?
We didn't say that. I never said anything.
Wait a minute. No. Let me finish that point, because he just really proved the point that I just said. I said when the integration happened, your small businesses could not compete with the
white man must just be
of the big business
right now.
And so they sold out. Yeah. That's what that means.
Let me ask
the white man.
Let me ask you one thing. BMT, on that one point, let me ask you this.
somebody.
Let me ask you this, BMT.
I mean, it's just too much truth.
Since he's saying that,
ain't no truth. That just sounds like a lot of goddamn, weakness, man.
BMT, let me ask you this, BMT.
I got one more year, and like I said, I'm moving out the black community. So I got one more year, and I'm bouncing. Like I already got my house is already sitting there waiting for me. So I'm not gonna miss.
No, Mike, let me ask him.
These conversations are going to be dead and gone from me.
BMT, let me ask you one question, because you said the white man this. You said that. BMT, do you think if you flip the tables and what happened to black people and white people in America, do you think white people will be further along than where black people are now?
If I flip the table, do I think white people will be further along? Like you're saying, let's see.
If everything that happened to black people in America happened to white people, essentially just a switch, do you genuinely think they would be any further than we are now?
And we were the dominant society?
Yeah, flip our roles.
I mean, roles would be reversed. I mean,
how about this? No. Wait. This is a trick question. I'll put it to you like this.
No, it's not a trick question. I just want to know.
No. White people would be just as crazy as we are if they believed all the crazy shit.
I mean, hold on. Wait. I got a question. Now, if you're saying that, aren't white people already doing crazy shit now, like running out there and jumping off the penises and being transsexuals and all that? So wait. Hold on. They're the dominant society, and they're having goddamn gender role swaps and shit, and they're trying to figure out goddamn politics and storming capitals and shit. So wait, they're the dominant society with all the money, yet these people are doing more crazier shit. Literally, they have a show called Jackass, Baby Mama, goddamn called Teen Mom and shit.
But that's my point. That's my point. When people make a mockery of, black people are just making excuses and this and there, I'm like, okay, let's flip the tables and see how any other group would do. So when people want to say we're just whining.
That question is such a non sequitur, bro. You can't flip the table. It is what it is. We are where we are. Why are we asking these hypothetical concerns? What if the white man was in my position? Well, it's not that way. Why are you trying to solve hypothetical math problems? Like we have real world math problems to solve.
Because I'm saying that when people just say, black people are just being lazy and whining, I'm saying, let's look at this and see if any other group could survive and be to where we are, catching all the hell that we've caught.
Dude, okay, wait. I got a question. Let's ask this question. Since y'all saying so all these NFL players that y'all had that were taking knees and all that shit, saying that they thought. Wait a minute. All those NFL players, since they said that that they want equality, why weren't they buying back the hood?
Well, there was somebody in Oakland.
Here come the fucking excuses. Here come no. Why weren't all those
NFL that one guy?
There was that one guy.
Well, then there's some more people. Give me that. But
what's that one guy's name? Why did Kaepernick?
I can't remember everybody's name.
Why did Kaepernick go bad? So is Kaepernick living in the hood now?
Why do you keep moving? No one's going to
Kaepernick didn't do nothing for the hood with his Nike money, bro. How much Nike money he spent to help black life? How much of Kaepernick's Nike money is touching a black life right now?
BMT, why do we have to say automatically if someone is wealthy that they have to go back to the hood and live there to be helping the black community?
Responsibility to the hood. I thought we had a collective. I thought we was a collective, my nigga. What happened to the collective?
The collective just disappeared, huh? The collective just disappeared. Mike, you got quiet.
I had to.
Quiet as fuck, huh?
No, you're not.
What happened, Mike?
No, I'm asking a question. Why are we literally? I just sat up here and said we don't have to move back to the hood to help black folks.
Well, see, this is what I'm going to say.
So BMT,
The hood is the black folks that need the most help, though. This is what I don't understand.
So BMT, are we really going to sit back and say the athletes don't do things like donate to schools, start schools, things like that? Are we really going to sit here and say that they just don't do anything to take a knee?
They give away backpacks and shit like that.
Yeah, they give away backpack, Cardi.
Okay, Jalen Rose has a. There are numerous black athletes that have schools. Come on, man.
Oh, how they doing? Oh, they have private schools or they have public schools?
Why does it matter if they're good schools and helping the community?
Whoa. We're not gonna do that. Hold on. When we first started to talk, I was hearing all the contention about private schools, charter schools. David, was that not something that they were banging on about private and charter schools? Now all of a sudden, I'm hearing the goddamn Zulu tap dance oh shit. Well, so now you got millionaires getting private schools, and that's the fucking problem. Nah, you gonna hold that one. No, we not gonna backpack out of that. It was a nice one. Like I said, maybe if you would have, think about it, y'all. Like I said, it's like we're not moving no goalposts. Is Farrakhan moving? Is Farrakhan living in the hood?
But why are you equating to living in the hood?
The same hood that we lived in 1960. It's the same hood that we lived in the 60s.
DMT, why are you equating it to everyone has to live in the hood? I just don't get that.
I want to say something about that. Let me say something about that.
The hood is where niggas get killed, and it's where the cops are fucking with niggas the most.
The hood, though, I mean, we gotta be. I don't know. The term is so the neighborhood where black people live in, to me, is a hood. Even it can be a middle class hood, it can be a lower class hood, because we can't we can't say that the hood everywhere we live is bad. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of neighborhoods that are just mostly black, and they're nice neighborhoods. They're safe neighborhoods. So, I mean, I don't like that term, but I do agree that we should.
Generally speaking, when people say the hood, they're talking about a place that's bad.
That's true. You're right.
So what the fuck? Like, this is what I'm saying. Why are we lying about the language we use?
No, because the language.
Could you please explain that house to me? But that don't look like no fucking hood house to me. If that's Farrakhan's house, what part of the hood is that in?
It's a black neighborhood.
Oh my god, that motherfucker living in a bougie ass fucking
that neighborhood.
Islam neighborhood.
That's right. It was built. It was all the houses around that house. Exactly. Yeah, it was built in the 60s.
This dude living in the goddamn. This dude living in the goddamn. This dude living in the.
We built that hood. We built that neighborhood.
That motherfucker.
What you mean we? Hold on. What you mean
I didn't build that shit.
Fuck you mean we?
Black people.
Why his house?
No, shout out to the Nation of Islam. They did that. They get the credit.
Shout out to the your parents.
No,
my parents were paying NOI, bro. What do you mean? My grandmama Christian. My grandmama Christian. My grandmama don't be talking bad about my grandmama.
So there's Christians that put money into the nation and built that neighborhood.
So let me know. Do I have
Christian contractors that built those houses?
So let me know. So do I have a key?
So
do I have a key to Louis Farrakhan's house since I built that shit? Can I get a key to his house?
Go there.
No. I want to go in there and kick up my feet and sleep in that damn motherfucker.
Is it a collective house?
I'm sorry, you can't do that.
David, we can't sleep in this house. All of a sudden, Wakanda's off limits to go be slept
in.
But
you have certain.
Listen, nigga, Wakanda has walls. Did you notice the main thing?
Hey, listen, this is funny thing about
Wakanda.
He loved her so much.
Go to the White House.
He loved her so much that he put up a gate. That motherfucker loved so much. He put up a gate
Wakanda, yo, listen.
Go into the White House.
They are in the heart of Africa. They're not like a high-tech African culture in Europe and they hiding from everybody. They in the heart of Africa hiding from you niggas. That's the best part about Wakanda. That's why I'm like, you niggas love Wakanda so much. And Wakanda built walls to keep you out.
My thing is that I just think we should just get control. The hood, like in Detroit, I'll give you a good example. Where I grew up in a dangerous neighborhood, Detroit, Michigan. Like I said, shootouts all over the place, people getting killed, shot, robbed, whatever. A typical hood, as y'all would say it. But guess who's buying up those properties? Where anybody can buy them, but the black folks, we want to move out of the hood. But a lot of people, I should say, black people do own those properties there, a lot of them. But those white folks from other neighborhoods coming in there with group economics, and they're buying up whole sections of so-called the hood. And they're just sitting on it. And then as the city develops itself, their property prices increase. So, yeah, we should.
So you telling me Merrill Lynch is group economics?
Yes.
Like if Merrill Lynch gets money, all white people get money too?
The white people who are invested in Merrill Lynch.
Oh, so it's a small group. It's not all white. It's just a small group. It's not all white people. Okay, I understand. I can respect that.
Yeah, we can reproduce those same models. That's all I'm saying.
Shout out to Verbal.
Hey, BFT, I'm about to drop down and listen.
Okay, that's fine. She says that you. Anytime. Right. And good talk with you, Renaissance.
Yeah.
Always, man.
Renaissance, good having
you. Don't have to live around white people in order to live in a good neighborhood. Verbal, according to some people, That's literally their come up is when they move
That's
around
true.
A white man. And literally, what's up, Coach?
By what Mike was saying about the neighborhood, white people even getting tired of living in these damn deed restricted HOA places, and they want to come back, and we jumping to come back to neighborhoods that don't have all those deed restrictions, like a lot of those places where you can't. Exactly, because we don't have those restrictions, so we selling our stuff cheap to go jump into them high ass things. As soon as we get over there, they gonna scatter like roaches and come back to where we ain't. We always following them and buying up their stuff high, and then they moving to get away from us, and they're gonna come back and enjoy the freedoms of not having to live in those deed restricted, oppressive communities.
And that's the same trick with integration. That's the same exact trick played over and over again, just called a different name.
Now, in all of the woes of the world that that y'all are going through, and my condolences to y'all for whatever happened to y'all.
We po, man, we po.
Ain't no we, buddy. I left that life a long time ago. Don't put me in there, boy. I drop off.
Spawn, right? You seen the depths of hell, those demons.
Yep. I will do. No, you won't.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can sit there and.
Why is you making an analogy about like black politics? Talk about Spawn and the demons from hell trying to suck you back down. You said it, bro, not me.
Hey, like I said, he be just shooting himself in that goddamn foot. I mean, now.
Listen, it's a joke, but guess what? People, I made this analogy because of this. It is a joke, but at the same time, the people who think that they can literally just change the actual fact that your DNA literally comes from an experience just because you surround yourself with a different experience. I mean, that's fine. You can do all that, but it's like putting a puppy in an oven. It doesn't become a biscuit. It's just still a puppy.
You are making a very racially eugenicist argument.
It doesn't matter. The point is the point. The point is that you can go among other people all you want to. You can go among all other people all you want to. You still will be looked at as other in their.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If white men build airplanes, are you saying that black men can't build an airplane because it's not in our DNA?
That is a good question.
How the hell do you think I said that?
You just said experiences are in your DNA. So if the experience of building aircraft is not in black DNA, are you saying that black people can't build aircraft?
Okay.
This is what I mean about these wacky genetic racial ideas on the left. No, bro, this is your party. This is your party thinking.
No.
This is how y'all think. You just laid out an idea that's common on your side of the fence, and I'm telling you, that's an idea that puts black people in ovens. That's the idea that puts black people on chains, bro.
The point is, we do build airplanes.
We do.
So that's why that's not a good talking point. We do build airplanes.
No, but that's your whole scenario though. By saying we have genetic memories, come up with a different
scenario because that don't make sense. Because black people do build airplanes.
Well, what do you mean by we have experiences in our DNA? Like, what else are you saying then?
We have experiences in our DNA. It's called epigenetics.
And that means you can't do X, Y, Z. Like what?
No, I just said that you are going to be connected with what produced you. You can go.
What the angels and the spirits?
Now, hang on. Now, let me ask you this. Now, if I was born in a bad neighborhood where I was born around the time where the average kid, he wasn't making it past 25. He just wasn't doing that. Now, if I said, you know what, fuck that, I'm going to move in a better neighborhood. But wait, why should I stay in that black neighborhood out of loyalty, or should I get the fuck out of it?
Go. You could leave. Like Ice Cube said, you can't stay in the neighborhood when you making millions and you got millions and millions of dollars. You're a target.
Now, hold on.
But that's not what I'm saying.
No, hold on. Hold on now. You follow what I'm saying? Because you were saying earlier, like, well, why are you taking your black dollar out? Now, granted, like I'm leaving for my safety and also for my longevity of my life. Now,
right.
If Ice Cube saying that, as much as he banged about talking about selling dope and all the other crazy shit, but he's literally saying that, hey, the minute he made millions, he knew he had to level up and get the fuck out of the hood. Now, why is it that we're trying to tell other people, like, hey, granted, we got plenty of stories where we see people who have tried to run that card and they literally have died trying to play that card.
The issue that I'm saying, it's the fact that you don't want to have to leave, but because of the current situation, you do. But my contention is when I say we, and I'm talking about Black folks, because if your lineage goes back to those times, I'm saying we, because so I shouldn't have to explain that. But the point is this: if you have control of your town, it doesn't. When you get rich, people level up around you, and you just running the systems in the businesses in that area. You don't have to move out of your area. You become the hero in your area. But because we, as a group, don't control where we live at, when we level up individually, it's so dangerous. We have to move out, but we still should invest in where we came from.
I should invest in something that's dangerously tries to kill me.
And not only that,
that's your job.
Wait a second.
It's not anyone's job.
How is it your job?
Let me tell you why. Because see, you are the problem. See, look. You have three choices. You have three choices. You can be a problem, you can be a solution, or you can just be nothing.
And that's the point.
You can either be a solution or you can be nothing.
This is the beating down of black male ego. You can listen. You can join the fucking board. You can be an enemy of the board, or you can be nothing.
You are respected in your home as a man because you take responsibility. Listen, BMT, you are respected in your home because you take responsibility for the jobs of a man in the home. See, now, if you are in your community, you will not be respected as a man because there are things as a group of men that you are responsible for in the community. And those jobs are your responsibility. It doesn't matter if someone pays you to be the protection of your community. So if I was to go to, and I'm just going to use your example, Dearborn, and I was just to turn up in the middle of Dearborn streets, I guarantee you it's not going to be a police that come checking me first. It's going to be a random Arab guy in that community say, what the hell are you coming in our neighborhood turning up like that? He's not getting paid to do that. You see what I'm saying? He's taking responsibility and control of his community.
Now we're back to the whole thing of Arab culture doesn't disrespect Arab men the way black culture disrespects black men.
So that's my point. So your job, when you see a problem of us disrespecting our men, your job, which you do, is to fight against that. But you do not advocate abandoning totally the community because some aspects of the community have gained some kind of control that you don't think that should exist. You enforce your will. That's how you do it. That's what
community like what Negro playbook are you reading these rules from?
This is community group economics. This is how all communities maintain a system of control and a system of their culture. This is how they control themselves. It's a code. I mean, it's just the bottom line, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is where our job is if we want to be respected in this planet as a group.
Now, okay, so in saying that, you know, I'm just listening. Don't mind me. If people are doing their own damn thing, like, and they don't care, they're just saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just go do some wild, crazy shit." What can I honestly say or do? You know what I'm saying? If literally, you know, but I always hear this thing like there's somehow we got some Avengers signal going off where dudes are jumping out like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and fighting crime and shit. Like, I mean,
That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be heroes.
Shit. Listen, my father said, heroes end up eventually becoming zeros. You try to be a hero long enough, you'll end up dying a zero. And really? It blew my mind because Captain America, as much as he saved the fucking world, they still try to blow his ass up. His own people. Was that not there in Avengers with Cap tried to? So wait, so hold on now. So the mission is to save the people, even though I know eventually, Malcolm X, as hard as he banged for the people, what was the fate of Malcolm X? How did the people?
He got shot by J. Edgar Hoover. You seen the new information come out?
Hold on. Now it's crazy.
That's why my favorite guy is Batman, because he knows the people are not supposed to love him.
Now, and I love Batman too. Now that's crazy because and looking at that, why now? Who took care of Malcolm's family? Because Malcolm's family struggled when he died. Who stepped up?
He struggled, but people took care of his family. They took care of themselves, and they got. Look at the truth, man. I'm just
Malcolm's daughter. Because Malcolm's daughter said that literally they struggled when he died.
Yes,
and literally they
struggled.
So they struggled. So where's the slogan? It's not like I'm not sure if you're a masochist or some shit, because I'm not about to start telling my family, hey, you know what? If shit goes awry, people are going to step up. We're not going to pretend like that ain't true. But if that's like, I know we like to watch some YouTube videos. People are running out there and saying
their mother took care of them, but there were people that stepped up. Their mother took care of them. Wait. So that's number one. That's number one.
His family, right? So his family. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm talking about the people. The same people he banged hard for. You're telling me
people did step up for them and help them along the way. It's true.
So people felt compassion for them.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. But I'm saying that as much as he did, I would assume they would have treated his family like a royal calf. They would have treated it like, I don't know, like Martin's family. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm didn't get the same fair. Malcolm didn't get the treatment. Like, it's crazy that whatever, like, it's crazy that literally, like, like I said, I hear what you're trying to say, Mike, but we're not going to.
We ain't perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. No group is perfect. Now we ain't perfect. I'm just saying, you're making true points. I'm not saying you're not. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you say good stuff, and I'm not going to, like, say the certain things that y'all say. Like, if I disagree with you on one little point or that, but overall, yeah, you saying right things, but at the same time, I'm just saying that just because you found out, the Black community, we made some mistakes here, or we did this mistake, or we messed up here, just because we find out that we make a mistake, that doesn't give us an excuse to say, okay, well, just forget everything. That's all I'm saying. We can't like just stop trying to level up.
And that's the thing. When they say most businesses, like as a business owner, most of your business is going to fail. You're not going to succeed the very first time you do it. You don't give up. In science, they have a lot of failed experiments, and you come and you learn the information and you come back and you do it differently. We are allowed to have some mistakes and failures. Everything is not all good or all bad. You eat the milk and spit out the bones. You learn the negative and incorporate it, and you learn the positive. But they're all learning lessons and growth. If we have no failures, we will have no bigger, better inventions and successes.
Now, okay, in saying all that, I'm going to push it right back into integration, because y'all have yet told me how integration is the worst thing in the. I hear like how integration is bad.
I said it was good and bad points, so I can't answer that question.
Okay, so when I see other groups come here, they integrate with the American system. They do. No matter how y'all talk, they do. The other groups, the Indians, the Arabs, the goddamn the Africans. It blows my mind. If this system so bad, why the fuck are all these other people?
Everybody integrate. You ain't listen to Linkin Park and Jay-Z CD?
If that ain't integration, what is that? If you want to look at integration, we're not anti-immigration. We're not anti-involved with other people in this.
Integration.
Integration.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not proposing. Hey, we never socialize or interact with other people.
So no, but see, the thing about it, me and Mike are having
other people too.
Me and me and Mike are we brought up the talking point about integration. So he's hitting from his talking point, and I'm hitting from my talking point about the integration talk. So, and I literally said, "Hey, can you tell me how integration was so bad?" That's literally that's a fair conversation on. Tell me where the integration do us wrong, because honestly, I mean, it's either you know how to take advantage of the system or you don't. So if you just want to say you don't want to compete, then just say that. I can honestly say, okay, you just don't want to compete. It is.
I say we lazy. I say we're lazy.
Whoa.
I'm just. I mean, listen.
Are we getting self-critical about the community? Interesting.
Well, I don't have a problem. See, this is what I'm saying. Like when I have discussions, I don't have debate always. Debate. You're right. I'm going to agree with you when I agree with you. I don't care what I'm not trying to make you lose anything. I'm trying to actually get the thing to understanding, right? So I think we don't want to run the protection. We don't want to strategize together. We don't want to go through the failures together and the fights and the arguments, the inner problems that other groups do, because every group has wars. You go into everybody's history, they're going to have these internal wars where they're killing each other and all this kind of stuff. We haven't had that level, but we've had very big arguments about different policies in our community. And I think because we were straight out of slavery, just 150 years, that we think that's something's weird about that. But if you look at other groups of people who've been the same culture for 1,000 years or more, they always had these type of fights. This is normal. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not so unusual that we're going to have these type of little cultural fights about men and women and all these different things that we're having. So that's all I'm saying is like, but we can't pretend like, oh, just because we disagree, now we're just going to divest. See, that's when you messing up.
And I think we don't have the traditional immigrant story like most people, but we do have a story. When those immigrants came, they had some stuff they had to do too. Because of our skin color, and the stereotype, I always got to be somebody on the bottom of the hierarchy. And unfortunately, we are that designated people. We don't have a traditional immigrant story, but we still have some of the processes that have to go in place in addition to always fighting this. When white people came together, like somebody say, they not Canadian, they not Eastern European, they not Scandinavian and Swedish and this, they just white.
No, don't do that. They will say I'm German.
No, they Irish. Came together collectively and they call themselves Caucasian.
Stop it. Because no.
When did that happen? Can you pull up the history day?
We're about to have St. Patty's Day. You don't think them Irish people ain't gonna be bang? Okay. I must be going to lose.
Well, they integrate among themselves, but they still keep their culture, and that's what I'm saying. But they have had those kind of fights where, like you said, let's say two white nations have.
Go watch Gangs of New York, please.
We know that. Yes, I know you're right in that sense. But at the same time, when it comes to dealing with darker nations of the world, they will call themselves white.
I need to go watch. Some American gangster movies in The Godfather, but I don't know what.
If y'all can't see that.
Oh, okay, but that's the same thing for black people. You get around a Haitian, you get around a Jamaican, get around a Trinidadian, and you get around.
You're gonna have a little problem.
Okay, so you're going to still hit a talking point that hey, you're black, or we're black, or it's Black History Month. So you're going to get around that type of talking point. So hang on. So we're joined here by OJ. We're joined here by BuzzFeed. What's going on, OJ?
How you doing, brother? How y'all doing, Kyle? How you doing, BMT?
Oh, what's going on?
What's up?
I'm good. I was just listening. It's funny, and to get on the immigration part, I don't want to be on here too long, but it says that integration is the worst thing, or we're afraid to compete. And to me, there is a difference of how we are treated, hiring process, workforce, even when you come out of college with a degree. We still battling things that we're still battling from when you talk about Brother Honorable Malcolm and Martin. We still battling the same things we was battling 60 years ago. So I don't see I see a difference because of now. I think the talking point is I can make the same money as they're making, and that's the talking point. So now I can make money, so that changed my outlook. But then, as you said, you move away, and so now when you get there, I moved away not on purpose, where they didn't even want to give me apartment where I lived at, where I grew up at. So I said, okay, I'm on the outskirts of where I used to live at. I got out here, they treated me different. The police, and then they got to seeing me and getting to know me. They still treated me different. They still treat me different. So in the African thing, no, I'm in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, okay.
And I just moved. I don't know if you've ever been to New York. It's a red state, Republican. So even where I live at, I see a lot of the black women.
New York is red state.
I could have sworn, I thought it was Democratic. You got AOC.
Here's the trick. Here's the trick. Only because of New York City is New York a blue state. Right. If you take New York City out of it, it's a bunch of farmland, Republican sort of lifestyle.
Then they get and then it varies across. I thought about this one. Right, you got it. So
okay.
When I work, and here's a story with the African people. African guy had asked me. His name was Attack. That's how we pronounce his last name, because we didn't know how to say his name. He said okay, and he accepted it. He told me, and I still couldn't say it. So we was driving one day. He said, "Why aren't you in a better position at this job?" I said, "Watch me for a whole week, and you will see." So the whole week he watched me, and then we was driving back from a job. I didn't go with him. I went with another person. We was driving back. So he said something, and I said, "You see the difference?" And it took him to notice it. Then another African guy at another job, we was having a discussion, and he seen how they were. One moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, y'all are saying that because y'all are black, integration. Like I'm very curious.
You didn't catch the irony and all that?
Go ahead, speak.
Irony. One second. The irony and all that is these same African immigrants are also, seen as out competing the very black people who are complaining about being held back by racism.
Yeah, I find that very interesting.
It make sense to me.
Yeah, but whenever an African started talking to me about all kind of shit, I'd be looking at them like, you in fucking America, dude. Do you not know where you at? Like, did Amistad re-pick you up sometime when you was stopping by? Like, how the fuck are you over here? Like, when people be bragging off Africa to me, I'm like, then why aren't you there? You telling me about, well, you black people need to do this. I'm like, well, bitch, why are you here?
What the?
Why are you here? So,
they got a whole country that they ain't meant to do over there what they telling us we need to do over here. So, why you ain't doing that shit over there in Miss Great? Why you coming over here to the stuff we struggle for and then criticizing? Y'all got y'all own country and y'all ain't did no better. So don't come over here talking about what we ain't did when you ain't did it where you at, and it was your country.
I'm just looking at it like, listen, whenever they start talking to me about certain shit, I am very quick to snap and say, hey, let's just keep it a buck. Like, if it was that bad, you're here. I noticed that they banging y'all about the Pan-African shit, about come back to Africa and shit. Good luck.
I gotta jump off. I got a company now, but
okay, big bro.
But overall, I appreciate y'all. It still is a difference in America, and I don't know. I don't care how much money you make, because I make decent money and I'm doing pretty good. I still see a difference when I go from, I say neighborhood. I'm gonna use that because that's what we call them, neighborhood to neighborhood. I see a difference I see a different mindset from people. And it's just that I wish we start integrating our minds and our mentality together. That would be the best thing for us.
That's deep.
Okay. Okay.
What's up, Speak?
Yep. Go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing good. The talk for today, like we said yesterday, was going to be: was integration the worst thing, or you're just afraid to compete?
Okay. Well, I had some questions. Really, I didn't. I don't have no opinion either way.
Questions.
But okay, the question I was going to ask is that can people who said that integration was this best thing, can you give me the positives that happen to Black people because of integration?
Okay, y'all got your own phone going. Y'all go answer your phone. Who got phone things? Wow. All right, so he asked the question I already been done asked on the show, so I guess he's doing something different. And we already have that. Some people we already answered that. That's why I said y'all be coming in late with y'all own little show thing. Don't do that. Listen. So do we not? No, we already answered that. We already did that question. You're late. You're late to the whole party. We already answered. We already did that. We already did that one.
I apologize.
Yeah. So let's look at this. So let's push at this then. If that's the case for if that's the case, I want to ask it towards, because you said we got Culture said we have less nurses. Culture, that's what you said. Somehow we need more Black nurses. Mike, you said that, hey, at one time
I did not say that, BMT.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. Well, if I said that accidentally, let me change.
David,
let me.
Did she not
That is not. If I accidentally spoke that's not what I meant.
Actually, Koja said the price, the work is actually going down. I mean, the pay is going down because there are so many nurses. So
no, this is what I say. I say there are so many Black people going into the nurse practitioner that the price that they're paying nurse practitioners is decreasing. That is what I said. So I did not say
you're saying
it's going down.
Hang on, baby. I got you. So you're saying that they're lowering the price for you Black nurses. They're like, hold up. There's too many of you goddamn nurses in this goddamn.
Like I say, get in there. These people ain't on these talking points. They are not on these talking points.
When I find me some Black nurses, Koja, I am. I'm going. Listen. You got my email. I want you to please send me.
I have one called Black Nurse Practitioners Group. I haven't joined that one because I'm not a nurse practitioner.
I will go. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. You damn sure better be ready when I ask him that damn question about all of a sudden.
I say go in there and read and observe. Don't go in there looking for it. I'm saying go.
I'm not going to go in there. Why can't I ask a question?
Just go and read talk the stuff. Don't go in there trying to present this or that. Just observe and read.
Now what if they a shitty ass worker and they just ain't tell us that they literally aren't doing their damn job?
I did not say anything. I said they don't the jobs. They don't have the jobs. They're looking for jobs. They're talking about the pays that the jobs are advertising for and all of those things. So you go in there and you do. You observe. I ain't got to argue with you. Go and look. I haven't been in there in a while because I haven't been there in a while. But my best friend, she just finished her nurse practitioners. She just finished. She haven't sat for her boards yet, and she's a lot of the combos, and that's the talking point. The stuff that she's been reading and finding out. She's not where sure she's going to work now. And I know somebody came and say, I had to really negotiate to get $110,000 as a starting nurse practitioner. Those are the things that I've read. I haven't been in there lately because I've been hanging out in the farming groups.
You been in the farming group now?
I'm hanging out in the farming groups. Yes, I'm trying.
That's good, Koja.
My farm number.
Koja, that's good. I want to see you out there in sandals, out there in that field now. You know, I like seeing a nice.
I'm trying to set it and forget it farm. A farm, you know, low impact.
All right, let me know. Hey, do you have a tiller? Do you have a tiller?
Baby, I'm
okay. Do you have a tiller?
My land yet. I really want to do no till. I haven't gotten one yet. And I'm looking forward to buy used equipment, but I really want to incorporate a lot of no-till farming. I'm not trying to do that. I'm going to put a lot of worms in my environment because the soil over there is a little bit more sandy, and I want to incorporate more organic permaculture practices.
Okay. Me and you can sit down sometime and talk. We'll sit down sometime and talk. Okay, so all right. So like I said, you already know I'm a son of a farmer, so I understand everything that you're trying to do. So
thank you.
So I got you, Coach. Y'all, me and Coach may fight and argue, but we kiss and make up every other night. And literally, she'll be like, "I'm just, I like I said, I fight with her every day on this goddamn panel. This is one woman that will fight me till the cows come home every fucking time. I be swearing, I go, oh, here come Coach.
Damn feminist bitches.
I can't. Like she'll fight me down. She'll fight with me. All right, so go ahead, brother. Speak. Go ahead.
Okay, well, in the reference to the nurse practitioners, is it just the fact that more Black people get in there, or is it a lot more immigrants getting into there? Because every time, like when I was in the nursing home for my aunt, I was seeing a little more. I seen more, like Africans and Arabs in there than Blacks, like. So do you think that's why that the pay went down?
No, it can't. Like
to be honest, I just sit back and I was reading the comments. I have not decided to go further in nursing. I'm just a 2-year associate degree nursing. It's not my lane. It's not something I wanted to do. I just sit back and read sometimes and pay attention to what some of the people are saying. So it's not my lane, but I have heard a couple of people that, like I said, one girl got her own clinic. So I guess if you're ingenuity and whatever, but they say the overall pay is down. And for these people who go and get $70,000, $80,000 worth of student loans to finish those programs, to not come, I mean, me as just a regular old nurse in a country town working no overtime, if I make 80, I expect if I get a damn master's degree or a PhD, I should be making way more than damn $110,000 with all them student loans. That's why I ain't never got my bachelor's. I said, I'm not going to school getting a whole damn bachelor's degree for $1 extra an hour.
Right.
Okay.
Now here's the thing about it. Here's my thing. I'm gonna say this. Now, when it comes down to it, I'm gonna say this: you got to lobby for what you want. It seems like that's a lost language or code amongst our people. I getting y'all to lobby is like goddamn a science. Lobby, not go out and protest and all the other shit. Go lobby. You lobby. Y'all don't understand lobbying. Like lobbying is power. When y'all bring up Birmingham, y'all do understand that was lobbying at work. That was lobbying at work. Literally, they were doing deals. They were understanding, like literally, economics 101. That is not a talk type of language for a lot of our people. So when we don't have these conversations about lobbying power, you do have the right to shop and buy with who you choose. Now I get it, y'all like, well, the white man's not buying for you. That's his choice. Nobody's forced. But I also got to hit back because 9 times out of 10, whenever they talk about big major moves or industries or people, they're talking about your people. When they talking about certain comedians or people in industries, they bring up your people a lot. Now, that's something that, you have that you can do. Now, if, if y'all choose not to invest, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it blows my mind. Everybody was trying to get on GameStop, and all the other damn stocks, but I'm pretty sure there were some goddamn African-American stocks on the stock market. The fuck y'all ain't go think to go buy in with them? Y'all could have done that. I mean, there's people. I know there's some African Americans or different people in the CBD business. You can go do that. Aquaponic, hydroponics. Coach, you know what that is, girl. So how many people are getting into that industry? You know what I'm saying? Though there are different avenues out there, nobody's going to hold your hand. Some of the best things that you're going to get into, you got to go find out and invest for yourself. Not, well, I hope somebody tells me the secret. That's not how it works. Like, you know, everybody can't get it. You know, I get it. I'm not saying that we're looking for handouts, but sometimes it feels like you want all of society, you know what I'm saying, to come in and better you up. And in saying that, well, I would have to ask about the Latin community. How did they come in after you, but then they surpassed you?
I mean, they have an unbroken culture, and that's the only reason why I make reference to that. Yeah, they have an unbroken culture. When I'm talking about unbroken, I'm talking about they had problems, they had wars against them, but they didn't have. They still have a whole country basically that they can school in, and they can go back and forth to, that kind of thing.
Now,
that's what I mean.
Why didn't integration break them down?
Well, it wasn't designed for them. It wasn't designed for them. That's all I'm saying. See, this is what I mean. Like, see, if we want to just like ignore actual facts of history, it's like this is going to make it real hard for us to really make the proper moves, because the bottom line is this: we were segregated on them slave ships. As soon as you start coming over with all this slavery stuff, okay, over here, that's the bottom line. You were segregated. So I'm just saying, from every point in time, since that point in time, you grew up in different spots than white folks, I should say. And so, you know, you can't name a point in time when you were in a different spot. So all of a sudden, now you get supposed to mix everybody up. It just ain't gonna work like that. And that's all we need to understand. It's just not gonna happen the way we thought it was gonna happen. And so when the integration thing, it wasn't really designed for the Hispanic group and community, because they came through a different experience. They knew that if you integrate the society for them legally, they still have a love of their community. They're not going to try to disperse and lose themselves like we would do.
Now, you know, because of our experience. You had the whole NOI. But you had the whole
we just came up 90 years ago. We just came up 90 years ago.
Well, shit. Goddamn, what the hell were you doing the whole 90 years?
So we've been trying to do what we figure it out. You know, that's what we've been doing. I mean, like I said before. I mean, see, this
90 years, y'all still trying to figure it out. There's no way you still talking in 90 years.
Making progress, but that's how it is. This is how life works. It's not magic. This is what communities do.
So, Super Mike. So, do you think because of the fact that they came in as workers, they were very cheap workers, but that's how they came. They came as workers. We came in as slaves. Yeah. We didn't come here to be at least be paid for labor. That was we were their property. Meanwhile, the Mexicans
hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah, they came in as workers. They knew they were gonna have to pay them, but not a lot, but they did have to pay them. And so I think that's where you're saying that's the difference between the two.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you were always segregated. The whole system when it started off.
Damn, like goddamn, what the fuck y'all be doing? Like y'all be doing whole goddamn.
Who's back there doing something? Whatever they're doing. But no, I'm just saying, like they designed this whole thing with you as a free source of labor.
Not muting up. So okay,
yeah, like a free source of labor. So like now you change the game and now you free. So it's like, oh, what do we do with them? And literally these are the stuff that you can find in the history. They literally, after the Civil War, it's a lot of questions in all of the writings. Like, what do we do with all these Negroes? What do we do with them? They've been trying to figure that out because they don't want to share the economy with you because you're different.
put them in prison.
Yeah, because you're different. So now this is the battle that we've been having all of this time. So now you forcing yourself to integrate and stuff. They're like, man, we're not about to share. We stole this fair and square. We're not about to let you have all the same thing we got. Okay, we'll let you integrate with the poorest of our community. So now you can think that you're equal, but you're only equal with the poorest of our group.
Don't you get affirmative action?
That was hard fought, and it got watered down, like you said, with the females and all this other
stuff.
Yeah. That's what I said. They're going to integrate you with the poorest of their group.
So, okay, so you're saying it got watered down. So somehow it got watered down because women got part of it. Okay, so
white women. Yeah, okay, they are a minority, so that's how affirmative action works, because the white male can get the benefits of minority status simply by transferring his company or his contracting business in the name of his wife. And that's how it works. Yeah.
Okay, so so the white man uses the white woman to get affirmative action at a HBCU. Right?
I mean, HBCU supposedly historically black college. But the thing is, those historically black colleges are not funding themselves, our communities. We used to fund our own colleges for the most part.
Okay, so who's stopping y'all from funding them?
We don't have those sources of the businesses.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Our business, your business. Listen, that's how it works, man. Business funds.
You're saying the people who are going to school at HBCUs, they can't fund it. How is that possible? And literally, you have $1 trillion. You have over $1 trillion spending in the black community.
Dude, okay, what do we spend our money on? We spend our money on rent. We spend our money on mortgage. We don't own those companies. We spend our money on Walmart. We spend our money on car notes. We spend our money on, what do we spend our money on? This is where the money is going.
But you choose to spend your money. It's like accountability. It's like a lost thing.
I'm trying to understand
this is accountability, but you got to say the truth. You got to still say the truth.
The truth that I'm going to speak is that I have seen other races come here, live together, and make it happen. We as black people do not want to do community living and helping each other. I couldn't even let my
exactly.
But we don't do it anymore. I would see 10 living in a 2-bedroom, and they would get along and help each other.
But why do y'all believe that? Wait, okay, but now
because what if I need to move in with BMT? Like I need to come over there. I need to move in with you.
Fuck out of here, dude. Y'all ain't living with me. Now, stop that lie. Nobody doing that shit.
We just don't do it well, and I think
why do y'all have that nasty stereotype that Hispanics and
I can only tell you what I saw in my life. I can't tell you about everything else. I can only see the 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times I done seen it around me.
So y'all saying that all these other groups are living in goddamn houses up on each other's ass like that.
So they get on their feet. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
yes,
a lot of them do.
And one thing too, I noticed that like my Haitian co-worker, he just moved out. I think he was like 27, 28. He came in as a CNA. I've been working at the same nursing home since 2002, 2003. He came in a few years ago. He just got married. He left about maybe 6 months ago. I say he's been there maybe 8 years. He's gotten his bachelor's degree. He lived with his mom. He helped his mom pay rent. He Haitian. And when he got married, he moved in with his wife. But until that age, he lived at home. And I don't know why our kids, I don't have a problem with my kids living at home, saving money. So when you step out there, you are stepping out in there to something you own as opposed to something you rent. But they do it. And a lot of other cultures I've seen let their kids stay at home.
Well, and don't that's the commandment. Can I ask that? People going to do what it takes to succeed. That's the whole question in a nutshell.
Well,
that means
the thing is,
y'all do know y'all banging hard for what me and David are talking about. Y'all do know.
This is what I'm saying. The family
y'all been helping us. Y'all been helping us the whole time.
It ain't about not helping you. That's my point. That's the problem with a lot of discussions. People are trying to bang against her and all that crap. It's not about that. If y'all are making good points, But the only problem that I'm really having with some of y'all points, because you all making truthful points. The only point that I'm having a problem with is you saying that, you know, it's some kind of figment of the imagination, that black folks did not give up their the power of their economy, and that we didn't lose anything in integration.
You know,
let me give you a secret, bro. Even back when we had Rosewood and Tulsa and all those, you know, mythological black towns that we like to talk about.
They're not mythological; they're actual towns.
I'm poking at you. I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
But the whole thing is, even back then, they were spending white man's dollars. So
they wasn't. They had their own farms. Yes,
bro,
they were black
dollars. No.
Because guess what? Because they didn't even use dollars.
There was no black face on those dollars, bro.
They didn't even hardly have to use dollars. Do you understand
they bartered? What the fuck do you mean?
They were using gold and trading.
Do you know U.S. gold coins. The white man's gold.
That's from the earth. No, the gold was found in the mountains of California. They were panning for gold.
Oh, so the whole black economy? No, wait. The whole black economy was actually doing transactions based on found gold nuggets and land. Oh, this is so much bullshit.
Yes.
Black people were using the currency of the land. That's how we made money.
Because there was a lot of people.
Bro, you're not going to be the first black millionaire. You're not going to be the first black millionaire because you found some gold. Like, who is that guy? And then, frankly, you're not going to build a whole black economy based off gold nuggets.
No, you're going to build a black economy in those days and time based off land and trading, because there's a lot of people that did make money. They did receive money, but they didn't even have to spend it. That's why a lot of them have money sitting up in their houses a lot of times, because the Freedmen's Bank, they did put it in the bank and it got stolen. And
so they did have money. It was actual printed money, right?
A lot of them did have money. And I mean, to your point,
did that money come from Wakanda?
No. Let me be forthright with you. You're right. Okay, the United States of America did print the money. They were using white money. But guess what? It's not, I don't define it as white money, because they use black effort to make that money. It's their money.
But hold on. But this is the whole argument. No, it's my whole argument about we pulled our money. We had some kind of separate economy. No, we were always using the economy of the day. The black economy was a part of the American economy.
There's African nations that use American dollars, but they still have a separate economy. I'm just saying, you don't understand what you're saying.
They're in Africa. No.
This
and they likely have their own currency that's just weak.
Well, that's my point, though. That's exactly all I'm saying, is that in those times, in those days, those black communities were pretty much isolated. They used some money. So the money that they were using, they used it, but they didn't really have to spend a lot of money like we do now. They were close knit. They used barter systems, and they just worked with each other off the land. They were more family oriented.
So basically, they didn't have a choice. They had to do that, right?
Well, I mean, they're using the money of the land. I mean, this is the country. No. They believe that this is their country. They believe that this is their country.
Integration killed the barter system. I just thought about that for a minute. Because of the white man, we stopped trading our goods with each other. Integration killed the barter system. That's amazing.
I think it did a lot. Because there was a lot of black doctors that lived among the people in the communities, and they would do favors for people for stuff, for babysitting and all that.
So they started doing white people favors, and they didn't have no more time for the black people.
They just moved out. They just moved out. Yeah, they completely moved away.
Okay, maybe.
One of the things about it, and looking at that, and thank everybody who's coming on through. Make sure you like the video, share the video. We're having the conversation, y'all. Like I said, I'm not going to keep going too longer. Like I said,
it's about 3 hours. I think this is enough for anybody to break down.
This is enough for 3 hours. I know Mike is going to be doing his own shit on it, and I definitely love it when Mike does his. I go over there and try to bang and hang around him for that.
I appreciate you sharing stuff.
Anytime, man. Like I said, I only thing I ask y'all. It's crazy. I get more. I get very like my mods. They do their job. Y'all black people really don't be sharing my shit. That is so interesting man, talk about that. You know, no, I know you do. I know you do, Mike. I know you do. I was like, huh? Mike is really putting my stuff out there on Facebook and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm going to be paying it forward. Like I said, these things, I'm not doing the free no more. It's literally, but I'm like, if you ain't doing for me, I'm not doing for you. Like I said, that's why I definitely started to notice, like, there's no such thing as the free. You know, I hear a lot about, hey, you know, we all won and everything, but then when you have to ask the question, like, hey, so I want you to pay me what was owed to me. We're very nasty when it comes to that type of energy. Just pay me what you owe me, and we'll be squared. Well, you know, you my brother. No, just pay me what you owe me. I don't hear the other shit. I don't play them games. Like, don't gibberish, no nothing. Just pay me what you owe me. We'll be good. You know what I'm saying? It'll work its way out. It's iron its way out. You know, we have this nasty ideal that just because we the same people, that, you know, somehow I don't have to eat. You know, I shouldn't have to beg y'all for even just a goddamn like, share, subscribe. But, you know, we have these type of issues going on with our people. I shouldn't have to, you know, I go over there and support Mike. I know about your podcast, Brother Speak. I know about it. I've seen it on Instagram. Like I said, I know about a lot of the stuff, but I also say, hey, like, don't be coming and trying to tell me stuff, and then I'll be like, well, practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I even gone over to David. David seen me coming over there and sit at his show. It's literally about keeping that energy. You know what I'm saying? It's literally about keeping that energy of if you talking about you want to build with people, then you need to practice what you preach. Don't come saying that, hey, we got to do X, Y, and Z. But then when we ask you, so where you at? Where you living at? Well, I know the people who bang hard and speak on the community don't even live in the fucking community. They don't. Nowhere close.
They really don't.
They don't live in the community. People who tell
you know what's so funny about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm on Twitter, like, and I got this dude. You guys ever heard of Torre? He's like, he's been on TV.
Yeah, I know him.
TV appearance.
Yeah.
So I follow him on Twitter. And we get into a little back and forth discussion. And I had brought up something. I forget exactly the nature of it, but we got to this thing about, like, oh yeah, the police in the hood. And some guy made a comment about, you know, the police and it was like drugs and stuff going on in the suburbs. And I'm like, oh, really? So is much gang violence from the suburb where you come from? And then Torre comes in all of a sudden, because it's under his thread. Then Torre comes in and he says something about, you know, there's just as much gangs, there's just as much drug activity going on in the suburbs as it is in the hood. And then I respond with, only people who grew up in the suburbs have this fantasy that is just like the hood. And then, you know, like the next day, like a day later, I happen to look back at my Twitter, and this motherfucker was like, so what that my dad sent me to private school. Like, he was defending the fact that he never lived in the hood. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And yes, you're right. Yeah. There is a lot of that fucking, these perpetrators, they act like they down with the community. I'm like, no, and it's not that you're not black, bro. You're black. But don't let your guilt, your fucking survivor's guilt, cloud your judgment about what's going on down at the bottom. You don't fucking know.
Exactly.
I got no banging against that. Go ahead, Brother Sweet.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like when we talk about the community and they talk about, well, black women and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, it's like they have this guilt because of with slavery, how the black women were treated, how they've been treated badly by some ain't shit dude, and then they want to down all black men because of it. And then here's the killer: they want to up other races of men, in particularly white men, and say that, well, if you just act like the white man, what the white man does, and not understanding that. By doing that, you putting that white man on a pedestal. You're basically saying your people, your men suck. If they would just be like the white man, then now I can respect you. And then it goes back to this thing. This is what, and I think integration was a negative, because we we so put that white person on the pedestal that a lot of us ran to him. Just on the fact of, hey, white man wants us to be with them. Let's go over there.
But his ice is colder.
Right, the whole ice is colder crap. And the thing of it is, a lot of these people who claim to be pro-black, they don't even see that you're putting this guy on a pedestal. You're putting all these other races of men on a pedestal instead of putting yourself on a pedestal. And I'm like, I'm seeing this in real time, and you see other people, even black women who claim they want black men to be their protectors. They see this guy putting the white man on the pedestal, basically just shaming himself. But they don't see that. They big up it, and you wonder why your men are where they are, and why some of them are just saying F this community.
See, you think it's all accidental, and I'm starting to think it's not an accident. Like, no bullshit, this is like tinfoil hat, but every now and then I just get the feeling like, a lot of you motherfuckers are in on a joke.
Okay. And to that person in the chat, I'm not blaming everything on black women. I'm saying the community does it. I'm telling you, there's a black man that did it. That's a community problem. This ain't just black women doing it, it's black men doing it. They shame their own. You got black men shaming their own black men and telling them they have to be white or a Latin, an Arab.
Hey.
And that's what I'm saying.
Rest in truth be killing me. Rest in truth be killing me. Shout out to that.
Right.
Hey, you did say it. They like you gotta hold it.
Gotta be a Latin.
Hey, flower your carpet. Hey. Now the thing about it is this, that's like I said, hey, you gonna say it, best believe they're gonna be they in the chat. They do come over here, so so they gonna hold that to you.
Okay, cool. I don't care what people like think that much on there. I'm like, I take the heat and I roll it. But what I'm saying is not true.
I think what you're saying is true for but at the same time is my thing is this. I like I said earlier. I mean, like, I some of the stuff, like pretty much a lot of the stuff that y'all saying is factually correct. But in my philosophy, I think, we just got to be the leader. It's like we got to take, I don't care what nobody said. Like, to me, them people got my spot. I need to get it. And I need to take those spots back. The spot of that business is supposed to be mine. This land's supposed to be mine. I'm supposed to be the go-to person where people are. I'm supposed to be the one giving people jobs. I'm supposed to be the one creating welfare policies. I'm supposed to be the one to police the neighborhood, the area. And then that's my spot. There's no stopping, but there is a process to it. There's a process to it. And that's part of the discussion.
I'm going to do a rebuttal on a lot of stuff. But I want to ask a question like, what's stopping you from
doing it's natural resistance, but the resistance is normal, and I don't make excuse for resistance, but it's not a magical thing where it's just going to snap your fingers and happen. This is a process, and it's a movement. It's a counter movement, and like you said, that's kind of why this show happened, because you said you hear the talking points, people saying, "Oh, the integration was a mistake," because people are seeing it like, look, okay, yeah, we want equal treatment under the law, but we don't want to give up control of our decision-making power that we had.
Right.
We don't want to give up control of our manhood that we had. We had a lot of great people in our communities at that time that was running things. And they couldn't just walk up and see, they give this narrative that, other communities could just walk up in our neighborhoods and just, kill us whenever they so choose. It didn't happen like that. They go in certain, they got people that was shooting, killed if you came in there as an alien community. And I'm not trying to be racist or nothing. That's why I'm not mentioning racist stuff. But the point is, Black folks, we did protect our communities. You see what I'm saying? But that narrative is kind of it's hidden. I mean, BMT, you sitting right there. You do gun training. You think you're the first black person to do gun training?
There's always something. There's nothing new under the
It's
sun.
a long history of that. That's my point. It's like we were just punks forever. It's just that we did get deceived in the ideas that we had on integration. Because what you're saying about integration of foreign groups, of foreign communities, is a different idea of integration than a lot of black folks had. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying that the foreign communities have a more functional idea of integration, and maybe we need to look at them and see what they did.
But does it also come into? Oh, I'm sorry, BMT.
Yeah, but I'm about to wrap it up. Like I said, the main thing about it is because we just now hit over the 3-hour mark, and I definitely wanted to do this talk. Shout out to Super Mike for definitely riding with me on this one. Shout out to Koja, Renaissance Man, and shout out to David. We had fun. We definitely had a lot of fun doing this one. There were going to be feelings about it. There were going to be some, different talks on it. I told y'all got to come on time if y'all want these talks. These talks. Like I said, I came through. Mike showed up, boy. Mike and Koja, they ran up on this panel. But it was a good conversation. It was very heated. It was good. But definitely it was a good. I opened up. Anybody could have came up to voice the talk point. White or black. It wasn't supposed to be or Hispanic, Asian. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure I'll hear about it on other panels. Like I said, I go everywhere. So I go everywhere to have these kind of conversations. So I don't just do, I guess maybe I'll call y'all black spaces and shit. Y'all can have them.
The black algorithm.
The black, yep, yeah. No, and it actually is a black algorithm. That's the thing about it. I call it black YouTube. It's an algorithm, dude. It's an algorithm. You know what I'm saying? That's why I unsubscribe to so many of y'all damn channels. So get y'all out my damn algorithm. So that way, but I want to be able to see other feeds. I want to be able to see other people.
Nah, you're right. You make sense. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, listen. I have fun going where I have fun traveling. I like being a nomadic person. To be able to talk with people and actually, get in depth with a lot of people, and they're like, "Damn, like I did not know y'all thought like this," and I'm like, "Yep, we sure enough do." So.
Let me make my final little comment.
Yeah, I'll let you wrap it up. Go ahead.
No. The other thing I was going to say is just about the blackness thing and the loyalty piece that, we were talking about earlier when I was talking about the family thing. I'm going to say this. In blackness, and it don't matter what you believe in as far as what blackness is, but you as a black American person, you have authority in your community. Nobody can come up and tell you ain't what you are, because you have the lineage to justify your stake. You can talk all the stuff that you want to talk. You have privilege in your community. When you go outside of your community, you are always a guest. They may treat you correctly. They may treat you nice. They may give you benefits. But at any moment of time, you can be ejected and not accepted by that group, because you don't have the lineage to justify your position in that community. And that's all I wanted to try to make that point known when we're talking about, have some kind of, little fidelity to, if just kind of send good vibes back, which even though we had the difference of opinions on that, I think all of us actually do in practicality, because our messages, primarily, a lot of times they go towards that our own community. And so that's all I mean by that. It's just like you have authority as yourself, because you have the lineage to justify it. So that's it.
Like I said, if I didn't care for this conversation, I wouldn't have done it. But I literally did, because like I said, Mike is my guy. And literally I even showed up for when he had his convo, his opening statement. And I sat there and I listened to it. And like I said, I came with mine. It was a good conversation. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. Like I said, just because I'm not all on the pro black black power, but I do love my people. I just don't play the fuckery. Mike is more patient with y'all. I just do my job and do the conversation. Some of y'all but other than that, I'll see y'all guys later. I'm BMT, chilling with y'all. I enjoy doing what I do. Shout out to everybody who came through. I'm definitely gonna hit up the sisters and go have a talk with them about the protection piece. Do y'all feel the security of the community it should be left to the black man? That's going to be an interesting one. That's going to be
all right. Peace out.
I'm going to do that one. I'm going to go grab the women for that one. Should the security be left to the black man? Man, oh man, that's going to be a good one.
That's going to be an interesting one because I would like to hear what they would say about that because I've heard some stuff that
my moderator for that talk will be somebody special. But other than that, I'll see you guys later. Thank y'all. We'll see you guys. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for coming through, Brother Speak. Koja and everybody else. I love y'all. Peace. Y'all have a good day.